What's up, YouTube, my Cowboys family? Bring you guys another video update on the Cowboys, but more importantly than that, we are bringing you our predictions on who will make the 53-man roster. How are you doing today, guys? Husky Gaming, how are you today?
Husky, #1.
That's right. So, all right, guys, give us just a second while we get set up. As always, how you doing, Wolf? Let's see here.
Just checking everything.
Yep, making sure everything is all set, guys. And we will be just waiting another minute or two for a few people to join us. But in the meantime, we will be going over just the general updates on the Cowboys before we jump into our roster. Boomer Sooner, how are you doing today? Hollyway, how are you doing?
This is going to be a good one, guys. We have a lot of special things for you guys. We got 2 cams going. You'll see. When we get to the special, we're going to just go through some of the reviews. Like, okay, here we go. Hold on. Some of the updates, guys, for the Cowboys. Obviously, I put up a big one last night. It was this morning, really, I guess.
Yeah. So
technically, it was after 12. And it was all about the. Okay, good. We're good.
Yeah. So
it was all about what happened with Zeke, guys.
Yes. So Steve, how are you doing today? So in Hollyway, just to answer your question, the draft is going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. So again, that's 9 p.m. Eastern. Guys, the picks are going to go fast because we have a lot of people. So make sure to so make sure to either set your auto draft or, make sure to be there right then. So it will obviously be with you guys here. I think we're going to be doing a live stream, it looks like, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So we'll be live streaming here, guys.
I'm just checking to see him. Okay, good.
So, so of course, let's go ahead and just jump into a little bit of some of the news from yesterday and today. Boomer, I think I said hi to you. Jeffrey, how are you doing?
What's up, guys? If you haven't already.
Yes. So, no, guys. So again, first, real quick, let's just touch on the Zeke thing super fast. So, as we know,
well, actually, the Zeke thing. Guys, you heard
I said, just let's keep it super brief because we already heard it yesterday.
Yeah, we heard it. Well, that was only a little bit of guys. A lot more stuff came out today, but I'll get to that part a little later on in this. I'm trying to go in order. But yeah, that thing I did last night, this morning, was breaking because basically Ezekiel Elliott and the NFLPA, the NFL Players Association, filed an injunction basically. And again, it's not going through yet. The judge is going to hear it, and that's one of the updates from today. Is that on Tuesday, I think it's September 5th. Tuesday, September 5th at 5 p.m. I'm assuming Central Time. That's where they're going to be at. It's East Texas, somewhere in East Texas. I think in Plano, and they're trying to keep it in the Dallas area to give Zeke an advantage in a way, where it's, I guess maybe they feel he's going to get a fairer trial or a fairer hearing there. So that's the goal when it comes to what they did yesterday. And again, it's also, I guess, highlighting all the evidence that kind of came out that really was hypocritical on the NFL, and at least the way that the Ezekiel side and the NFL player side is saying. They're definitely saying that the evidence was just it was all unfair. Everything is actually posted on Twitter, and I'm actually going to review it in a couple minutes here in a second. I just did want to say, guys. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hollyway again. It's just kind of funny the way you say that everything Zeke did. So he did an abortion. He did blackmail. He did again. So
no, it was the other way around.
Yeah, and again, guys, unfortunately, because of all this, bad things are going to come out on both sides. Zeke is not necessarily an angel, but again, for him to have, partied or drank or, done illegal substances, or if his girlfriend, Tiffany Thompson at the time, did have an abortion, again,
that's his personal life, guys.
So, but again, that has absolutely nothing to do with his suspension in the sense of, he could have done all those things, but it was during college, Hollyway, exactly. So if the NFL wanted to punish him, they couldn't. And, obviously it doesn't seem like he's doing those things anymore. But at the end of the day, it just is more of his dirty laundry, so to speak, that they're trying to come out and bring out and make him look bad. But again, just because you did those things does not mean that you did the other thing that the league and this woman is accusing you of. So, guys, it's just going to be, we could actually hear a decision. I believe they said they had until Tuesday by 5 p.m., but I could be mistaken on that.
That's going to be for the hearing.
Okay, so that's
going to be the deadline. I think it is on Tuesday. It's going to be Tuesday, I think, like 12 noon or 1 o'clock noon Eastern time, or 2 o'clock Eastern time. But it's definitely close to that as well. So it's those things are the Zeke camp did this and the NFL Players Association, which, they have a big role to play in this too, guys. They know that Roger Goodell, the commissioner of the Football League, has all the power on this. They're technically doing everything right by their rules. So they can just feel like, imagine if you're working and they feel like maybe you stole something, but there's no proof. They fired you. And again, in some places, and especially like in Florida, that's actually legal. So it really depends. In some other places, they have unions, which in this case they do. The NFL Players Association is the union for the NFL football players out there for every single team. So, and the owners are with the NFL, which is Roger Goodell. Now, Jerry Jones is in the middle of this. Very interesting. He obviously wants to make sure the NFL looks good. And, he earns with the rest of the owners and with Roger Goodell. And Goodell does a good job in promoting the league. But I think he's getting a little tired of it, especially with the Tom Brady thing. I think obviously this has really pushed it over the edge when it comes to Jerry Jones. And again, he has the money and some power, maybe not as powerful as Goodell in the way that everything was written, but he does have a lot of power. Now, will all this succeed? We don't know, guys. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Of course, if he gets to stay, meaning if the injunction, when it's heard on Tuesday at 5 p.m. when that's heard, and if the judge rules in his favor and says yes, is enough here for us to investigate this in as far as the legalities, which they're saying that they're basically dragging his name through the mud on a situation where there's no charges on him. All the evidence shows that he did nothing wrong. All the evidence shows more so that she's very inconsistent and lied. Exactly. Kia Roberts, which is the lead investigator, one of the lead investigators, went to Brenda Frail, I think, and she's the Giants fan who's actually messed up multiple times in other sex crime related hearings and stuff. She's a lawyer for that. Yeah. She's a specialist. So she's been found to withhold evidence, guys, in the past. In her previous job as an attorney doing things for a corporation. So, it's an interest, and again, she was a prosecutor, so she's very shiesty. This has happened before with her. She has a bad track record on this, and things are starting to focus on her a little bit more. I remember a month ago we did a video about, maybe it's, you said conspiracy when we talked about this exact person, and now it's turning out, it's looking more like it.
Exactly. Guys, I like to say this a lot in my personal life, but if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck.
But people say that about Zeke. Because they say if Zeke's around these issues and doing these issues, then he's got to be, and he's probably doing them, So it goes both ways.
Again, but the specific allegation from Ms. Thompson was that she was held against her will for 6 days for 4 days. And he beat her and abused her and all these things. And during that time that she said this happened, we have eyewitnesses, we have photo evidence of her not only being with Zeke and being perfectly fine, being on her own and being perfectly fine, being at her home and being perfectly fine. That's the thing I have a problem with, guys. It definitely speaks to his character in the sense of some of the other things he was doing. But again, that does not equal domestic abuse. And the evidence, guys, the evidence proves, so far that he is innocent of what she has accused him of in this instance. So
and again, guys, the final thing.
Miss Pepper, sorry, I just saw you there. How you doing today?
What's up, everyone? Hey, guys, if you haven't liked this, please like the stream. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Yes, I'm giving my little speech.
Yes, nice jersey.
Yes. Gotta wear the best, man. Emmitt Smith, #1. But hey, listen, guys. As far as our running back currently now, number 21, Ezekiel Elliott. You right? Yes. Cold. Yeah, it's a little chilly. No, I was going to say that with the Zeke situation, the fact that I guess that all of these inconsistencies were documented in Kia Roberts' account. She's, again, the lead investigator for the NFL in this case. It was 4 people doing this, and Brenda Frail, who was I don't know how to say her name, but she was the leader of this. So these 4 would go to her, and then she would report to Roger Goodell. She was like the buffer, like the middleman in this thing. So when it's Kia Roberts, she was the only one out of the 4 investigators that interviewed Tiffany Thompson, the accuser. Not Roger Goodell, didn't speak with her. Not Brenda Frail, who was like the next in command.
Exactly. Only her.
Not the other 3 investigators.
Purple Gaming, how are you doing today?
What's up?
Thanks for joining us. Yes, Jeffrey, go Cowboys.
Yes, but no. So again, I'm trying to get my flow here. But so what was that? I mean,
no, just that this was the only investigator who actually bothered to spend time to interview Ms. Thompson, to verify her statements and see how her statements matched up.
And now and based on that, guys, so when this Kia Roberts interviewed her, I think she did 6 interviews with her, and she kept notes on 4 interviews that she never even turned in to Brenda Frey. And then when she did the other 2, which she did document them, she said there was her final consensus. When she analyzed this and said, you know what, her recommendation to Brenda Frey and to Roger Goodell was that there was way too many inconsistencies in Tiffany Thompson's statements. It seemed like something was off, and she said that she would recommend 0 games, guys, to Ezekiel Elliott. And you know what happened with that? She was basically she was like kind of frozen out of it. She went to Brenda Frey to tell her this, and she kind of said, we're not going to really need that information. We kind of already have a decision. Yeah. They went, and then the 3 other investigators and Brenda Frey, supposedly they all kind of somehow got to speak with, Goodell. Of course, all the information was presented to him per them, but this Kia Roberts did not. She was not allowed to. Yeah. She was not able to talk to Goodell or present this in person. Now, the NFLs today claim that he knew all this information already. He was notified about this.
It was relayed by Miss Frey or Fryer, or whatever her last name.
She had relayed to Roger Goodell. Who knows if that's true, guys? If you look at our Twitter page, you'll see all of the documents and some of the things that came from it. That some people were trying to X out documents in saying that there were inconsistencies. They were Xing that out, and then you could actually still see it. Thank goodness you could still see it. And again, that's not, we don't have that up, but that's part of why the reason Ezekiel Elliott and NFLPA is going after and suing the NFL basically to make sure that they don't defame him anymore. They try to, obviously he's trying to get his games completely taken off, all the way down to 0. And just saying the way NFL is doing this is a miscarriage of justice, so to speak. Now they do have their own bylaws, but if the NFL broke their own bylaws, guys. And if there's Zeke's lawyers can kind of get it to that point where they would actually at least be able to investigate it, then Ezekiel Elliott's going to play week 1 and on to the season. Hopefully it won't end towards the end of the season and they say, you still got to be suspended 6 games, and he misses the playoffs. That would royally suck. So it is a risk in some ways, guys. But
I mean, obviously it's a calculated risk in the way that they are approaching it. And actually, I'm going to take a quick second to say hi again. Shallow Hal, how you doing? Miss Pepper, how are you doing? Black Blueberry, thanks for joining us. Yes, Emmett Smith is the best. So, and then Hollyway, I thought you guys would trade for Sheldon Richardson. Instead, he goes to Seattle. The rich get richer. LOL, that defense is stacked. Yeah. Yes.
Well, the Cowboys, the thing was, the Cowboys weren't interested in him, surprisingly. I think last year they were looking into maybe trying to pick him up and trade him from the Jets, but it really gave him too much.
Of money?
No, I think it's an issue of fitting into the system better. I don't think he fit into our system. At least, let me just check something here. At least the way that our defense runs, he doesn't really fit into our system. But at the same time, guys, I just don't think the Cowboys want to spend the money right now. I mean, he is one of the top players out there at that position, and he's had some issues with the Jets. He had some issues, behavioral issues there. So you got to kind of weigh all those things in. And again, guys, it's so close to the season. We're going to go over the roster prediction any moment, guys. So stay tuned. Yeah, but I do want to run through some information. But again, you'll see why we really don't need someone like a Sheldon Richardson, guys. Let me roll with this before you guys ask more questions.
Yeah. So no, pretty much to wrap up the Zeke thing, I think that's pretty much it, guys. So obviously we'll keep you guys updated on everything regarding that, but it is kind of a wait and see, but the way that their team is approaching it is they're trying to say that the NFL handled the investigation, wrong and is defaming him, and they're kind of going at it through that legal way. So hopefully it's successful. Hollyway, by the way, I saw your earlier question. I'm sorry. I do believe you can do the fantasy draft on your phone. Download the Yahoo Sports app, right?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, download the Yahoo Sports app. Make sure you log in and get yourself all ready to go. And I'm pretty positive you can do it. If I'm not mistaken, I think I did it that way 2 years ago.
We've done it like that before.
So, yeah, because we usually have both computers going and both phones we go all out, guys. Let's see. Tobias, thanks for joining us. How are you doing?
Argentina.
So last weekend without football, yes, guys, this is it. We are less than a week away, at least from the first official football game. But we are a little over a week away from the first real football game that counts, which is, of course, the Cowboys game, guys. So I heard the Cowboys didn't think he would fit the culture. So, exactly, Holloway. I think you mentioned that he had a few behavioral problems.
Which, again, some people would joke and say he does fit the culture.
So, for Miss Pepper, you're a 49ers fan. Oh, you must be sad.
I'm gonna do some things here. I'm gonna finish up with Zeke. Actually, well, I'm gonna finish with Zeke. A couple of quick things, guys. Jerry Jones said, and I'm gonna just read this basically. Some of these quotes. He said, "The best thing for me to do is not to comment, but when the time comes to comment, believe you, I will." So that's good to know there. Just be aware, guys, that this whole situation, it goes to court. This means that Roger Goodell is gonna you know, with the whole Zeke and stuff about Zeke as well, is gonna all open up to, you know, they're gonna be the depositions and testimonies left and right. It's gonna be a long mudslinging kind of situation, guys. Let me see here what else I'm seeing here. Of course, you guys know Brock Osweiler was released. I don't know why I said that now. That's kind of funny, but so guys, again, this guy from East Texas in Plano, his name is Judge Mazant, and he set the hearing on Ezekiel's basically his injunction hearing or the order he has, the motion to be heard, and if it'll probably be coming down that day. So it's going to be Tuesday. It's going to be September 5th on Tuesday at 5 p.m. I think it's Eastern time. So
yeah, and then Mr. Wright, how are you doing today? Glad you could join us from Seoul. Are you in South Korea? That's kind of cool.
He's there visiting.
Oh, that's awesome. Enjoy. Eat lots of, I mean, whatever they have over there. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. And then,
just be careful.
Yeah, so Black Blueberry, we will be streaming our reaction to the game. So we will be streaming every single Cowboys game. You'll be able to see us, our reactions, our thoughts. So, you know, of course, come and join us, watch along with us, and you'll get to hear, you know, like I said, just our reaction. So if it goes great, it's going to go great. And if it goes bad, it's going to go bad. But yeah, guys, so come join us. We're going to have a lot of fun. And then Hollyway, didn't you say that after the 4th preseason games, you're going to talk about the whole NFC East? Yes. So please stay tuned. This upcoming week, we will be posting our NFC East prediction videos. Who knows, Holly, we might start off with your Eagles. So yeah, guys, definitely keep an eye out for that. We will probably be posting the Giants last, of course, just because we will be facing them in the upcoming week 1. Yeah. So let me. I'm gonna wrap up the Ezekiel thing, and then again, I'm sure we'll touch on it at the end of our prediction thing. And also, guys, I also want to explain there's a couple other little tidbits of news that came out in the last day and a half or so that we kind of missed, and I kind of want to catch you up on. But just so you know, later on today, the Dallas Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys themselves actually filed a motion as well, along with the NFLPA, to basically say that they are completely in support of Ezekiel Elliott in this situation. And by slandering Ezekiel Elliott, it slanders the cow. It makes the Cowboys look bad.
Well, it makes them, not the Cowboys look. No, you got that one wrong, baby. No.
I thought that's what they said.
I did it. Here, what they said, and so this is news for you too. This is good. What they said is that with Zeke gone, it's going to hurt their team. It's going to hurt the Cowboys team. Oh, okay. So that's how they're hurting the Cowboys team. It kind of sounds like a parent like scolding their child, or, you know. I just personally,
little Timmy can't play on the team. Put little Timmy back on the team, like
exactly.
Little Zeke needs to.
I didn't like that. Again, that's a 6 point out of like 40. So guys, I mean, they're probably just grasping to just add stuff on top of things. Look,
we all know that Jerry Jones is about to take his 3 dragons, his lawyers, and he's about to release his wrath on the NFL, guys. Well, Jerry Jones is pissed.
Yeah. So
don't blame him.
Yeah, I mean, again, guys, and again, we already discussed about Linda, and her name is Linda Friel. She's the one that's been accused in the past of concealing information in other real, like a rape case. She was concealing, and the people were found not guilty, but luckily they got that information because she was trying to conceal and hide evidence. Mm-hmm. And it sounds like that's kind of her MO, and it's a good way. It's a good thing that the Cowboys are showing the truth about her and exposing her. You know, this is all about mudslinging, guys. So it's going to be the worst of the worst. I mean, they're going to talk about cocaine, marijuana, different kinds of opiates and stuff, like, you know,
Xanax, behaviors and things.
Exactly, and this is going to come out on Zeke's side too. So this is opening Zeke up. But you know, I think you said it earlier today. Like it's worth that stuff rather coming out than him being labeled a woman abuser for the rest of his life, guys, and really just on something that he didn't do. Yeah, it's just crazy how easy it is to just label someone that.
Here, I'm sorry guys, I see a few of you guys asking a lot about the Fantasy Football League tomorrow. Let's go ahead and touch real quick on that. We are draft pick lucky number 5. Yeah. So we will be picking 5th. I'm not sure, I don't remember exactly how you can check to see what draft pick you are. Yeah, do you remember how?
You have to go when you go to the league, go to the league settings, and you can go to league settings to find out basically how the scoring works. If you haven't done that already, you definitely should do that. It's a points per reception game, so every catch is a point. That goes for running backs, receivers. If a quarterback goes out for a pass and catches it, you get a point if you have that quarterback. So make sure you guys read up on that, on the yardage calculation. I think it's 20 yards for a pass, 20 yards for a reception for the receivers is a point. And 10 yards for a running back is a point. Or a rushing. And it's not a running. If a quarterback runs 10 yards, you get a point.
Yeah.
You guys should, if you guys done any fantasy football, you guys should know that already. Interceptions are -2. Fumbles are -2. Touchdowns for quarterbacks, running backs, receivers, whoever gets it in there. If you have a quarterback, he throws to your receiver, you get points for the quarterback 6. You get points for the receiver 6. Just keep that in mind. There's also punt return, kick return yards for your player individually, and I'm pretty sure that kickoffs and punts, if you run one back, it counts not only for the player if you happen to have them, but also counts for the defense that you own. If that, let's say the Cowboys run, let's say Switzer runs back a touchdown on a punt.
And you have the Dallas Cowboys defense as well.
And you don't have Switzer. Nobody has Switzer, let's say, but you have the defense of the Cowboys. You get 6 points for that. A safety is worth 4 points. All that stuff in there. Field goals, if you get them from 50 or farther, it's 5 points. 40 to 49 is 4 points, and anything under that is 3. If you miss one, you lose a point. Extra points, it's all in there, guys. Just check that out as far as that part of it. As far as the draft itself, for the list, you have to go into the draft results area. Click draft results. It hasn't been done yet, but it'll show you where you're going to pick, and it says snake order. So if you pick 20th, you're going to pick 21st as well. Keep that in mind. If you pick first, you're going to pick 40th next. Keep that in mind, guys. So yeah, we're kind of in the first and 30. Like we have like a 5th pick and the 30th pick, basically. Yeah. I think that's what it comes out with, 35th pick. It's crazy. So it's going to be interesting tomorrow. It's going to be an interesting, fun draft, guys, and I hope you guys check on that. It's 45 seconds per pick, so be at that phone or your computer or tablet.
Guys, be ready to go, and definitely, I'm sure you'll see us scrambling as well. So, guys, it's going to be a great time, and even if you're not part of the league, come and join us. We will still be talking everything, honestly, more Cowboys and football related, since we will be seeing a lot of different names and players and teams. So let's see.
I want to say, Miss Pepper, I think if I'm not wrong, hi San Francisco. Hope it's nice. I know it's hot out there. I was go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, sorry guys. We don't really keep up too much with college football. I think the Cowboys keep us more than busy enough. So hello Newman, how are you doing? It's nice to see you here. Cowboys abroad, glad to see you out as well. So let's see.
Real quick, guys. Real quick. Just so you guys know, I think if you haven't heard already, then now you're gonna know. Ronnie Hillman, number 34, running back.
Right.
He was cut today, so that's one of our cuts. Went from 90 to 89, so that's an early cut, guys. So you guys know it is. And again, we expected that. We knew that was coming. It's just a matter of when. And they brought in the other running back yesterday from Pittsburgh, or a former Pittsburgh running back. He with a hyphenated last name. Either way, guys, they thought they were going to probably use him for the Houston game yesterday. It didn't happen. He's just going to be there for kind of another day or two. They'll probably cut him tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe even before the actual cut. They got cut. People are going to be cut tomorrow as the day goes on. You'll see people cut at 8 in the morning, at 10 in the morning, at 12, and by 4 you have to be done. And it's 4 o'clock Eastern, guys. So. I wanted to say that yesterday the Cowboys had a huge like a fundraiser, telethon. And since they didn't have the game, they decided to raise money, guys. It's actually probably a good idea because they sold a lot of tickets. Probably would have made $500,000 to $1 million if they had sold out. They were going to sell
tickets in the parking lot and everything else.
Everything was probably about $1 million. Let's say $2 million, guys. Last night in an hour and a half, the Cowboys raised I think it was like $2.5 million, a little over $3 million in an hour and a half, guys. That's insane.
Okay. And go ahead and check out our earlier video once we're done streaming here. His daughter actually got to talk to Travis Frederick and was able to donate some of her own money to the Houston Relief Fund. So I think that's pretty cool.
It was a lot of fun. She was so excited, guys. First she thought she was talking to Whit, and it was a recording. That was kind of funny. But then she's so excited just to hear, because she knows who Travis Frederick is, guys. Any Cowboy fan knows who Travis Frederick is. Some people don't know about football. They think a center, who cares? But in reality, guys, he's probably going to be a Pro Bowler. He's a Pro Bowler. He is a Pro Bowler. He's going to be a Hall of Famer in Canton, guys. No doubt. Travis Frederick is one of the best in history at center. And if anybody disagrees, please let me know now. But yeah, and Jerry Jones live on air also donated a one-time donation of $1 million, guys. just like at one moment. It was pretty cool to see it happen, and he called it into Dez Bryant. So it was kind of funny. You guys probably could find video on that as well. I think that somebody donated $36 million today. The owner of Dell, or yeah, he $36 million, guys. That's unbelievable. He's a billionaire, so it's probably like it's probably like saying $1,000 for a normal person.
I'm glad he's able to do that. Obviously, I'm sure the people of Houston are going to be very appreciative.
Texas billionaire Michael Dell pledges $36 million to his fortune to it. Yeah, that's insane, guys. That's fantastic. And again, I said it before. Brock Osweiler, what a story, from Denver to like being like this fantastic quarterback that filled in,
getting a ring just because he happened to be on the team with, of course, the great Peyton Manning.
Yeah, and then he went to, he got a huge contract in Houston, and it was the biggest bust in one of the biggest busts in history.
And Houston is still kind of wiping egg off their face. They've obviously
not really. The egg just got thrown over to Cleveland. They just picked up the huge contract. Another bust. They're taking the huge salary cap hit, guys. It's embarrassing. The egg went to Houston for like a year, and it was dripping off their face, and then Cleveland came over and just licked it off. I don't know. It's just
but I guess crazy. The only one who really wins here, and let's be honest, guys, is probably Osweiler himself. He just walked away with tons of money, and now he doesn't have to play football if he doesn't really want to. Not that anybody wants him to play football, it sounds like. But either way, wish him the best of luck.
I was going to say, hey guys, we're going to start the special now. I just want to say one big thing here, guys. It was announced today by Stephen Jones, of course, the son of Jerry Jones, and he's a general manager. He does all the stuff there. Vice president, yes, he does. He's on the radio. He said today that Jordan Lewis, if he cannot contribute against the Giants, it will definitely be shortly thereafter. So, guys, he won't be on IR, which then is now bringing us to our special, Yes,
so before we get started, guys, we'll go ahead and finish up with a few of your comments, and then of course, guys, give us your feedback and let us know if you agree about our 53-man roster. What changes would you make? What do you see the Cowboys doing? Because the big thing we're doing here is predicting what we think the Cowboys are going to do. Obviously, it's influenced a little bit by our personal thoughts. Kellen Moore, because trust me, that was a name we did not want to put on there. But guys, we'll get to it in just a second. So let's go ahead and catch up here super fast. Mr. Wright, go ahead and send us a private message on our channel. That wine thing actually sounds pretty cool. We are not very big drinkers, but, I love drinking anything. I'll try it. So I just won't drink more than a cup. Let's see. So, yes, hello, Newman, exactly. So we ended up saving a lot of money and possibly a lot of headaches from a player who has, some issues, and, it wasn't the right fit. I think as you said earlier. So, exactly. He just wasn't going to fit as well on our team, and now someone else gets to deal with him. So, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started.
Get ready,
Let's see.
How many people we got in there? So
we have 12 people, so everybody who's watching right now, thank you so much for joining us, guys. Let's see. So, yes, Tobias says the Cowboys need a corner. I think we can pick up someone on the cuts. Cowboys abroad, Brock Osweiler's trash. Can't even get a backup job with the worst team in the league. So, Dano896, happy Friday. Happy Friday. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night with us here. Now, guys, let's go ahead and start finding out who is going to make our roster.
So here, I'll take over the controls here. She's got the controls, so she managed this whole thing. I love it. I like the feature we got here. We're going double camera. As you see, my Cowboys family, Dallas Cowboys 53-man roster predictions. This is just
Tobias makes a very good point that I think we wanted to talk about.
Yeah, that TJ Ward, guys.
So, guys, TJ Ward, is he somebody that could possibly be a good pickup for us? How exactly do we work that out? So, first, let's find out who's on our roster, and we'll take it from there, guys. So.
Trust me, guys, he's one of the guys we definitely want to talk about. He's going to be cut. He's, we're going to be cut. Yeah,
we're excited.
So. He's getting about $5 million. He's 30 years old, so he's not old. He's kind of getting that age, but he's still in the prime years. So he's 30 years old. A couple more years, he'll be on his decline. But the thing is that he's a hard-hitting safety, guys. And if we can sneak him on the team, I'll let you know who I think we'll cut for that. I predict we're going to probably get two guys that are on this roster now. We're going to probably be cutting. Just keep that in mind. But let's roll and see what we got. So,
all right. So, of course, let's start with the star of our team, the quarterbacks.
The leader.
Yes. No surprise here, guys. Dak Prescott, of course, is going to make the roster. No surprises there. So, we do have Cooper Rush as the second.
Right. We have him as the backup, the second stringer. I don't even know if Kellen Moore is going to make the team. And again, guys, to me, he's one, and to both of us, actually, we both agreed that he's like the 52nd, 53rd guy in the team, only because of necessity, because of the Cowboys coaching staff. We know that they love him for some insanely crazy reason. So let's see if he made it. There he is. He made it. All right.
Guys, so on our roster, we are predicting Kellen Moore does end up making it onto the team. We do think that the Cowboys might try to do some shenanigans where, they wait till after waivers. But like we said, there's enough teams out there desperate enough that might just grab him. So, and how about them Cowboys? We'll have to check out your 53-man prediction later. But definitely chime in and let us know if you agree or disagree with anything we're saying.
Now, hey, and again, not because we didn't have time, but speaking on the quarterback still, I just want to say, Kellen Moore is somebody who couldn't feasibly pass through waivers, guys. I don't think he will because it's quarterback, because he's been in the league. But I heard this mentioned on a Cowboys channel or something like this, that Kellen Moore was on Detroit's practice squad for a couple years, and nobody.
3 years or
and the only person that brought him in was a guy that came from there. So I mean, the offensive coordinator. So Lenahan, I mean, that's the thing is that he's with us now, Lenahan. So honestly, is anybody going to really want him? He's been a disaster, but I put him on there. You put him on there because we think that he will probably sneak on this roster as the 53rd guy.
Hollyway says, what? Dak Prescott? Really? I thought Cooper Rush did better. Dak should get cut.
Well, the initial...
He scored 5 touchdowns.
And that's the thing, guys. Initially, we had put Dak off the team. I'm just joking, guys.
So, yeah, guys.
Let's go to the next round.
So,
running
backs. Powerhouses. Of course, let's start with the Dallas Cowboys' current bad boy, Ezekiel Elliott, of course. Followed up with our current starting running back, maybe for the season, depending on how this goes, Darren McFadden.
Let's rephrase, not for the season.
For the first few games. The start of the season is what I meant to say.
And also, guys, keep in mind that Darren McFadden is a kick returner too, guys. So he has. I know people that want to put him down below Alfred Morris, which again, let's see if he makes a team. But before we talk about the next spot, I just want to say, of course, Zeke, guys, we have him on this list. The reason he's on this list because he's officially, technically, as of right now, because his case is under appeal, he is not suspended. If he was suspended, let's say it was last week before the appeal hit, then we have to put a little mark on him, as you'll see later, with some guy as a suspension spot. So he would be taken out, and we put somebody in, guys. We count this down to 53, so we're exact here. We'll tell you now, if Zeke if he ends up being suspended, he's obviously going to be off this list. It's going to open up another spot, and we'll talk about those guys later. That could possibly be either phased in or will be guys we pick up on the free agency list tomorrow, on the waivers tomorrow. So, all right, let's see. Yeah. Now, we have Darren McFadden, we have Rod Smith, we have Ronnie Hillman, who was just cut today. We have our fullback. So let's see if. Did you want to say something else?
Well, no. I'm just letting you guys know. I'm not ignoring. So we're not ignoring some of your comments. Yeah. You guys are talking about Rico. You're talking about Jamil Showers. It's coming on the list, guys. So don't think that we're ignoring you. We're just trying to make sure that we talk about everything in an order. Because if not, we'll be here way longer than we expected. So give us just a second.
Let's see.
Sorry, guys. Okay. We're having a little... Okay, good. We're all set.
All right, so guys...
So, Miss Peppers, good night. Enjoy the rest of your night. Take it easy. So, let's see.
Any other comments?
No. So let's go ahead and...
So let's see who made... Let's see. Now, you guys... I don't know what your predictions are next, but... There's a lot of dispute about, there it is, number 46, exactly. Alfred Morris.
We do have Alfred Morris staying, of course. We do think that with the Ezekiel Elliott thing not being 100% set Correct. Either way, that's
the reason why he's definitely on. If not for that, I think you would see the Cowboys shop him around, maybe trade him. I don't think you'd see him cut because he's worth too much still to a lot of teams. He's still enough trade bait you can get for, fourth round pick or something like that. So now, guys, do we keep any more running backs? That's the question.
Oh, let's find out. So, lucky Rod Smith. So, guys, we're going to have the Smith brothers on our team. Rod Smith.
Oh, we don't know that. We're not keeping Jalen yet.
True. Good point. Yeah, he looks like a scrub. So, guys, Rod Smith, with his great special teams playing ability, he's, shown some great ability to, as a running back. He's still developing, I think, as a fullback a little more.
Yeah, he's a big running back. Yeah, he's a big running back. He can do a lot of things. He plays special teams. Guys, you saw what he did in the preseason and the training camp and everything. I mean, the guy he can play.
Yeah, and has a lot of potential as well too, like to continue developing and just getting better. Yeah, so I see him being
as a future. As a future, you can see McFadden and Morris being gone eventually, and Rod Smith will be the second guy.
Over that second spot.
Now at the same time, guys, remember Rod Smith. I mean, he last year we had a running back that we cut, a rookie, and then he was picked up on waivers. We were hoping he'd slide through. Obviously, Rod Smith's done too much to have that happen to him, but. I think that Rod Smith can still be used on some packages on our starting team this season. So I think you'll see him sometimes. For the most part, though, you'll probably see him if he's not on special teams. They don't, on an inactive. Yeah. You might see Alfred Morris or McFadden on the inactive list. So we shall see. But guys, we do have a fullback. Let's see if we can keep it on there.
So, and real quick, I just want to respond to a few of these comments here. So, Dano Morris is going to shine this year. If Zeke is suspended, Morris is going to shine this year. If Zeke plays the whole year, then then Alfred Morris is not going to shine.
That's the thing. I know you're saying about shine. I mean, he can only shine in 6 games at the most, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, after that, there's no more shining. It's going to be Zeke. So, I mean, shining for 6 games, that's it. That goes for McFadden and Morris. And you know what? I think they're both going to. I think everyone's underestimating Run DMC. They're underrating Darren McFadden, guys. You guys don't know what this guy can do when he's healthy. And if he goes down, we still have Rod Smith and we have Alfred Morris. We're solid there. But we do need someone to block for Zeke back there. And Rod Smith is a decent fullback, but is he the one we're going to go with? Do we think we're going to go with as far as a fullback is concerned? Or we're going to actually get like a Keith Smith from last year who was a solid, Moose Johnson type guy. He went from linebacker a couple years ago to last year he converted over to a fullback on offense. That's crazy, going from defense to offense. But did he do enough? He was injured at the end of the preseason. Did he do enough to make our team? Of course.
Yes, guys. Keith Smith, a few bumps and bruises throughout this training camp, but he's done a pretty great job. We definitely expect him to obviously make the roster. Just solid, consistent, not necessarily the greatest, but consistent. And, relatively healthy, except for, like I said, a few bumps and bruises now in training camp. I think he is back, though. And then just to talk to a few guys, LaShawn McCoy on the Eagles would be very upsetting. So, but I think I'd be more upset if he was on the Giants, though, because, the Giants already obviously have such a stacked wide so many wide receivers. Exactly, and honestly, even Eli can get the ball to the running back. Let's be real. So let's go ahead and move on, guys.
Let's go to receivers.
Yes. Speaking of receivers, so of course,
who do you think is going to be the first one, guys? Take one guess. One guess. Anybody?
Check off that box, guys. Des Bryant, of course, our crazy 88. Of course.
Terrence Williams, guys. I mean, you got to remember, we knew he was going to make the team. Just wanted to say, he's not a big-time receiver, guys. He might get 2 or 3 catches a game, maybe a touchdown every 4 games. But what he can do is he can block fantastic down the field on running plays after a pass is caught for Witten or for Dez or for Switzer. Hopefully Switzer a lot this year. But like the Cole Beasley, he's blocking down the field, guys. You don't see he's the unsung hero there, but he doesn't really get a lot of catches. We got a lot of other weapons, guys. You already saw some of our running backs. Let's see what else we have.
So, and then, we have our first disagreement of the evening. Cowboys Abroad says 5 backs is too many. I think we'll have to cut one. The question is which, Morris or Smith?
Okay, so Cowboys Abroad, let's go over that for 1 second here.
Yes, Tobias.
You got it. Listen, no, I want Cowboys Abroad just to answer real quick. You're saying Rod Smith, I'm assuming, right? Not Keith Smith.
Yeah, Rod Smith.
And if it's Rod Smith or Morris, I mean, I would say if you're giving me that option, and I'm just saying this, I mean, we squoze these guys in. I would want to know who you want to replace. Who would you put in that we haven't put in yet? So let us know about the end of this. Who do you think? And write it down if you want to rewatch it later. Let us know.
Okay, so he says, I'm curious where we go short if we're long at running back.
Good.
So like we
Good
said,
question.
Keep looking, check it out, and let us know if you disagree with our thoughts. So right now we think that the Cowboys would benefit more from that, and the Zeke suspension is a big factor.
And again, that's exactly what I was going to say. The Zeke suspension, when he comes back, guys, guess what's going to happen? One of those guys are going to be gone. Whether it's a trade or something, it's going to be Morris or
Smith.
It won't be Smith. It's going to be McFadden or Morris. That's my prediction, guys. But I think it's going to be Morris.
Yeah, so, and kind of keep this in the back of your minds. If it is McFadden or Morris, which one would you rather see gone? I think we might be able to get more out of McFadden, but I think he's just worth way too much for us to
I think McFadden is better for a short amount of games. For the whole season, Alfred Morris. That's the way I would go. We have Zeke back. We only need McFadden, guys. We don't need Morris. Just saying. And if something happens to McFadden, we still have Rod Smith, who I think is a very capable fill-in back. And again, assuming Zeke is perfectly fine, I'm saying if McFadden has to come in, he will come in sometimes, even if Zeke's healthy going on full blast. Last year, we would always use him for a drive. McFadden.
Breaking news. How about them Cowboys said Leon McFadden got cut. So we'll go ahead and
knew that.
We'll go ahead and let you know,
I was going to say, he didn't make our list because, guys, you got to remember, he got injured. So he was put on the IR, and then all of a sudden, he was kind of he was injured. He was trying to make a team. He missed practice for like a week and a half, and then he was put on the IR. I mean, there's no way. I had said this earlier. They were either going to cut him and have a settlement, which is what's happening. Obviously, thank you for that update, though. I appreciate that. Or they're going to keep him on IR for the whole season he was going to play. Yeah. So that was it for him. There's no practice squad for him.
Yeah, but Mr. ESPN, thank you for joining us. So, and Cowboys. You know what it is on the Boys Show.
Yeah. And guys, I want to make sure you guys understand, if you haven't done so already, please hit subscribe. Yes. Subscribe for we're growing leaps and bounds, and we appreciate it because of you guys out there watching us and hitting like and thumbs up on our videos and watching the ads that are on there. We appreciate that. It's kind of your way of donating, so we appreciate that, guys.
Yeah, so guys, come and join the family. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit the little bell so you don't miss when we go live or post a video.
Correct.
So we'll go ahead and continue with our wide receivers.
So who do you think is next, guys? I mean, who's the slot guy?
We already know it's about to get saucy. Cole Beasley, guys. He is one of my favorites on the Cowboys team. I always, I'm very short. I always got to think for the little guy. But you know what? Cole Beasley was Dak's #1 receiver last year. I don't see him playing as big of a role, but he's still going to be our main man.
He's huge. Guys, I in my 16-team, big boy league that we have for money, big money, we actually, he was one of my, I got him in like the 8th round or something, guys, in a 16-team league. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was a great pickup. I think he could be a #2 receiver in fantasy, but forget all the fantasy stuff, guys. Yeah. He's our #2 in reality. So that's what we're going with. We knew Cole Beasley was going to make the team. No guessing there. But now number 4, I'm going to predict, and we kind of know it's going to be, but I'm going to think, guys, it's going to be the guy who's been having a fantastic training camp and preseason. Who do you think it is? Go ahead, show us.
Bryce Butler, guys. Ambar Garcia's new man.
Hey, guys, Space Cowboy. Lance Lenore.
Lance Lenore.
Yes.
Guys, Bryce Butler, seriously, we can't even say enough. I've never seen him play this good. He is on fire. Whatever he did on the offseason, it's working. Keep it up. Keep doing it. I'm actually really excited to see him play. I think that he's going to be one of those guys that as the season goes on, he's going to end up slowly but surely getting more play time because he's going to keep making those plays.
He's going to have like maybe 5 to 10 snaps a game, guys, in there. You'll see him in different sets and stuff.
He's going to make them count. He's going to make them count, and hopefully Dak obviously can do his thing if the play, and just...
You have a 4 receiver set. These are the 4 you're looking at now. Unless they want to let's say they take Terrence Williams out. You want to have a lot of the best receivers out there. Who do you think they put in as the 5th guy on our list, guys? I think somebody already gave it away there, Tobias, but let's see.
Yeah, so guys, I think we're going to get a little saucy in here again.
Again?
We're bringing back Ryan Switzer, of course, our favorite rookie, or at least my favorite rookie, coming in from this draft.
But he's going to be a game changer, guys. He's a punt returner, guys. That's one thing that's kind of an underlooked thing. He's part of our special teams as well. He's probably going to see a lot of that this year. Mm-hmm. So, again, when you're running a 4 receiver with 2 slot guys, like if you're not running trips, if you're running 2 slots, you're running Cole Beasley and Ryan Switzer. If you're doing that, gosh, imagine how dangerous it's going to be. You got Des Bryant, and you're going to have either Terrence Williams or Bryce Butler, and then on the slot you can have Beasley. In the slot you can have Switzer, guys.
We've said it before. How do you stop us? Tell me, how do you stop our offense? You can't stop everyone.
Yeah, Lance Lenore will be in there on a 8 receiver set, guys. No such thing.
It took me a second. I'm like, I don't think that sounds right.
That was the line of the day, guys.
Real quick, Tobias. I don't know if Bryce is with Ambar, but let's just say I have my suspicions.
They make little faces, and the other people around them makes little faces and looks.
And the way that she talked about him too, it just honestly good for her. She's Dominican, I'm Dominican. We're both into.
Football guys.
Cool, but look, the point is that it was just a joke, but you know what? Obviously, Ambar is good for Bryce Butler, if that's the case.
Hey, so, whatever works.
Is Butler the fastest? I don't think...
Well, Switzer's the fastest, you gotta assume.
I would say Switzer's
Des Bryant's pretty fast, too.
But whatever, again, Butler just looks so much better this year than last year. I don't know what it is.
He's lanky, he's got the reach. I think he's got the best reach out of the whole team, even better than Des Bryant. Des Bryant's more strong, but Bryce Butler's more smooth. So, guys, I just think, we have a great receiving set. Now, the big question in our group here is, do we keep 6 receivers, guys? We already went with 3 we went with 3 Listen, guys, we went with 3 quarterbacks, guys. That makes me shiver because I don't think we should. I wouldn't, but I think that's what the Cowboys going to do.
This is where I'm actually going to disagree with you.
Okay, you disagree?
Yeah,
you should have all 3?
I think, and I've said this since the beginning. You guys know it. I think that it's dumb for the Cowboys to not keep 3 quarterbacks.
I have to make a comment though. See, guys, that's the rule of life. You know, you got to make sure that we put down. I gave in to her pleasures and said Kellen Moore can make the damn team. You see what happens? So he took up one of my spots. So before you, baby. Aww. Even though she hates him too. But I put him at my 53rd if I have to be forced to put him on there. But again, guys, we had also 4 running backs and a fullback, as Cowboys abroad said. So do we go short here with Noah? Because that's the guy who's left. Guy, it's got to be Noah Brown. Do we get this? Do we keep our rookie, our 6th round rookie? Do we keep him on our team, or we let him go into free agency, into waivers, and see what happens? Let's see what the Cowboys do. What we think we're going to do, what the Cowboys do.
Noah Brown is staying, guys. No way we're getting rid of Baby Dez.
Guys, this guy has a future, and I think everybody, the league has taken notice.
You can feel it. You can feel it, even though he's obviously made some rookie mistakes. Very
few though, guys, for his position for a rookie.
Fantastic, and the fact, like we said, that he does look like a younger version of Dez. That he has that potential and just the same physicality and the speed and what was that? Was it in the first game that he made like that really great touchdown pass?
Yeah, no, I mean a catch.
The catch, sorry.
Yeah. No, he made a bunch of them. Yeah, I mean, he made a bunch of great. But I want to say something. Sean S. Great point that you're saying there that Jerry said Noah made the roster. Yes, we actually did see that. So it kind of spoiled the surprise if you knew that already. But yeah, I mean, Jerry Jones can say whatever he wants. We still got. I want to see it in paper and writing. Yes. But I do believe Jerry Jones is the owner, so he signs the checks. So he wants them, he's going to have them. And Noah Brown should be on that team, in my opinion. I don't care what Jerry Jones said. Noah Brown needs to make the team, and if they don't, it'll be a travesty, guys. So now let's move on to the next very important position, tight ends.
Before we do that, we'll go ahead and catch up on a few of your questions. Patrick Pacheco, thank you for joining us. Actually, well, sorry, I got to delete your comment.
No
but
guys.
Yeah. He's not a snow. He's not a snow.
Mr. ESPN said that. Yeah. What do we do here? I mean, it's a family-friendly, Cowboy-centric, football-friendly, football channel. It's a family situation. Our kids join us for the live streams on game day when they're here. When we have family members. My mother sometimes will be on some of these. Someone asked about the Thursday game, the Chiefs at New England. I am personally going to live stream that, and actually my mother might make an appearance, believe it or not. So you'll see myself, my daughter, and my mother for the Thursday game, but that's for fun. It's going to be a reaction video, whatever, that's fine. It'll be a live stream, but the big thing is Sunday night, guys, Cowboys-Giants. So anyways, honestly, Mr. ESPN said, hey, guys, serious question. Are you concerned that no top free agents wants to come to the Cowboys, like we're not attracting any guys anymore? I mean, that's a really blanketed statement there, a real good general statement, Mr. ESPN. I don't agree that they don't want to come here. I think they do. A lot of players love to be here. This is the limelight, guys. And we have a powerful team. Well, yeah, we have to control our money, guys. They know we're not going to be able to pay a lot of money right now, but there's not much. We're saving money under the cap. We have money, but it's saved for Zach Martin's contract extension. Keep that in mind. So you got to pay that into consideration. We only have, probably $3 to $5 million to play with. Someone like T.J. Ward from the Broncos, maybe he makes the team tomorrow. Yeah. Maybe we pick him up, sign him on Sunday. We shall see, guys. But I think he'll be cut from the Broncos. He's a strong safety that could replace someone like a Jeff Heath. Maybe not week 1, but week 2 or week 3 he'll be in there. So just keep that in mind. I do think that we need a safety there. That Heath is a weak link on our team, guys. Yeah. Trust me. So any more questions? Then I just want to touch on what Patrick said real quick. We do have ads on our video now, guys, because sorry, money does not fall from trees. No, guys, we're trying to get like an extra microphone, so we can both not do this back and forth. We have busy lives, so if any little thing can help. If you guys don't, we have a Patreon account, so you guys, I don't even know how that works. You set that up for us. Yeah. But I mean, the thing is that if you guys want to donate through there, that's perfectly fine. You guys want to just watch the ads if you guys want. If you let them run through, that's like a penny or something. Whatever, guys. Any little bit helps. One day we'll get a second microphone. Yes. So guys, seriously, we are here. We put we, like you said, we have very busy lives. We put a lot of our time and effort into this because we do genuinely love the Cowboys. But it is work. We enjoy doing it. We love doing it. But, any little bit of support obviously goes to getting a second microphone and upgrading the video and other things in the future. So anyways, let's go. But other than that, guys, so let's go ahead. We'll go ahead and keep moving on with the list. Of course, the GOAT,
Old man Jason Witten, number 82. He's not going anywhere. He's actually looking much better this training camp than he has recently.
It's like the fountain of youth for him, guys. I mean, he looks to me like, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say anything about fantasy like things because he's been kind of on the lower middle end of things, but I think he's going to have a good year, guys. And again, we talked about the 4 receiver sets, but still, guess who's usually in there on 4 receiver sets? Pretty sure he's in there all the time. Jason Witten, guys, he's out there. If he's not helping blocking, he's another weapon. So you got 4 receivers. You got Witten, the 5th receiver, and you have wait, is that Zeke back there? Is that McFadden back there? We got another weapon back there, guys. Mm-hmm. We got 6 weapons to throw to for, of course, a freaking computer robot, which is Dak Prescott, guys, and freaking the Great Wall of China right there in front of us. So, guys, we got an unstoppable offense, guys. That's going to help our defense.
That's right.
And Jason Witten's a huge part of that. But we need some blocking, guys, for our running back.
Yeah, and there might be some other tight ends who could benefit from Jason's great blocking experience as well. So, starting with James Hanna, of course, he's one of our already established solid blocking tight ends. Receiving, he still has some work to do. We do definitely expect him to stay on the squad because, again, like we said, blocking's on point. He can block pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's a fantastic blocker. Average receiver, but we don't even throw to him more than 3 times a season. So I don't worry about his catching. He's like a versatile offensive lineman. Think of him like that, guys. He can move fast on the outside. You know, he can help block. We run a lot of two tight end sets, especially on first downs, a short distance. We need someone like James Hanna. We might not like to have him, but we need him on the team. It's a big controversy. Do we keep 3, 4 receivers? Let's see if we have any more receivers. I'm sure we have one more. Jeff Swaim.
So, guys, Jeff Swaim, of course, is, I believe, the better of the 2 when it comes to Jeff Swaim and James Hanna. He is just, again, much better receiver, great at blocking as well. Just knows our team. I mean, there's not really much more.
Yeah, I mean, you can see last year. You can see last year the Cincinnati game with Zeke when he ran that long touchdown. Guys, watch Swaim's blocking. I mean, he really did a lot of the big gains for Zeke came from Swaim because Hanna was injured last year. Swaim was doing a lot of the blocking, guys.
Oh my God!
What happened?
Space Cowboy, you're on fire with these comments tonight. Who needs birth control when he can get the Cowboys O-line?
Hey, you better have a big canal, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't think you want Travis Frederick anywhere near your canal.
I mean, he's a big guy, and that's just one of 5.
Yeah. And of course, guys, the one that you guys have all been waiting for.
Well, do we have a 4th one? That's the thing, because right now we know the only other guy we have on the team is Rico Gathers as a tight end, and he is injured with a concussion. There's word about him going on the IR, and let's see, because if he's not here, he has a little line on him. That means if he's has a little color on him, he has a color on him. Then that means that he is on the IR and he misses the whole season. The only way we can keep someone like Rico Gathers by putting him on the IR is if we keep him on the roster, guys. We got to keep him on this exact roster right now for 1 day, 24 hours, and then we can put him onto the injured reserve, and that would keep him on there for 8 weeks. He'd be eligible to come back. He has a concussion. It's been like that for 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, and it sounds like the majority of it was a serious head and neck. So it sounded like it involved his head and neck, whatever the concussion and the injury was.
But it was definitely concussion mainly. Concussion is the thing, and he's still in the concussion protocol, guys. So, do we? I've heard things that maybe if he plays again, this upcoming week, next week, before the Giant game, he'll have a chance to be active. Even if he makes the team, guys, he's not going to be active. He'll be inactive probably for this upcoming game. But let's see what we did.
Well, Rico Suave, guys. Rico Gathers is not going anywhere. I think it was Tobias who said it earlier. Might have been Mr. ESPN. Not sure. He is not going to make it through the waivers, guys. He looked, we were not Team Rico at first.
In the beginning, no.
Like early, because last year we weren't too happy with what we saw from him.
Well, we knew it was a project, but the thing is that it's important to note that he had to show improvement. And that's all we were saying before the first preseason game. We're like, he has to show improvement. Yeah, in training camp, he was not catching the ball very well in the first week and a half or so. Finally, he got to the game, and game after game in preseason, the guy was just fantastic, guys. So we obviously, after that first game, we're like, this guy's great. Let's see not great, for what we saw, a great improvement. Let's see if he improves the next game, and he did. And we're like, okay, he's on the team. Exactly. And then he got hurt. So it's kind of like, ow. But you know what, guys? What I'm hearing is the Cowboys will probably end up keeping him on this team This is not even our picks or our predictions. They'll keep on that team. And again, in our situation, we could see that definitely happen as well, that he would be on the team for 24 hours. We'll put him on injured reserve and pick him back up in 8 weeks. We don't need him right now. We can get him back in the middle of the season when he's we can then drop somebody. Then we can reassess things. There'll be an injury here and there. He can slide right in there, guys. But obviously we can't cut him. He will not make it back to us. So he has to stay on the team one way or the other, and this is the way he makes it, guys. So we have to use a roster spot for us. So guys, 3 God-forsaken quarterbacks. We have 4 running backs and a fullback. We have 4 tight ends. And we have 6 receivers. We're definitely looking.
What the heck are we going to do?
Yeah. How are we going to fit these guys on? So let's continue to see what happens. Offensive linemen, guys, this is we're number 1 in the league on this position. We're rock solid. This is where we're the best at. You guys know the guys. 72. Let me see. He's up there, right?
Well, real quick, I do want to touch on a few comments here, guys. So New York Giant for life. My friends who Dominican just found out I was Puerto Rican. So, hey, we're all just different shades of plátano. Let's see. Dallas Cowboys for life. How are you doing? Thanks for joining us. So Sean S. Giant D-line is overrated. And then Dallas Cowboys for life. One thing about Hannah and Swain, they can't stay healthy. Hope Rico doesn't become a half a season tight end. Also, he's never had any indication of being injury prone, and for whatever reason, everyone's saying that this injury just kind of happened to be freakishly.
If you guys saw the video, it was with Kayvon Frazier. It looked like a side hit him at the side of the helmet. Again, obviously anything could happen with concussions, but guys, it just didn't look that serious, and it obviously is. And again, I don't see him being like any kind of knee or there was no injury issues from him other than this concussion, which is a hell of an injury to have. But again, guys, what was the other comment that he made before that about Rico? Go back if you go back for me, yeah.
Or was it?
Because he made a comment about 2 guys. I think
Rico gathers James Hanna?
No. But the injuries with Hanna and Swaim. I want to touch on that, guys. That is true. Yeah. Swaim and Hanna are injured. Swaim's been injured a whole year and then missed half a year, and Hanna missed a whole year. It is kind of touchy, but they've been both. And I wanted to mention that when we saw them both on there, that they've been very healthy this preseason, this training camp, both guys. So you know what? With the Rico situation probably being our 4th tight end right now, we don't want to rush him back out there for whatever the reasons, and the doctors on the Cowboys team know this. So we have to assume that they know best, and if it's keep him for one day, pick up TJ Ward, put Rico on the injured list, and then pick up TJ Ward, and then we'll figure it out. We'll figure it all out later, week 8, week 9, whatever.
Yeah, we'd rather have Rico back later and healthy than bring him back too soon, have something happen to him, and we have to think long term here. The Cowboys are as well.
Correct.
So
let's be realistic about that, guys. But moving on to the offensive lineman, I want to see Frederick. My daughter spoke to Frederick is guys, he's a center. He's the smartest guy in that line. He talks to Dak. Dak talks to him. Yeah. He reads the defense. You see him pointing up. He yells something to his lineman to Dak. Dak yells something back to him. These are our brains, Dak and Travis, our brains, and I'm so happy that my daughter got to speak to him. If you haven't watched that video, guys, listen to Travis Fred. He's an awesome guy. You can just tell he's got it all up here, guys. Yeah. Let's hit the next one. Let's see who's next.
And real quick, Patrick, I just want to comment. We are in it for the fun. YouTube is fun, and we are having a great time here with you guys. But the reality is that we need a second microphone. I'm pointing that out specifically.
I want to make a point that the microphone doesn't matter, guys. I don't even care about that. The thing is, it has nothing to do with the microphone. It has nothing to do with money. I don't care about the money, guys. It's just that it's another function to add to this. We don't put what do you call it? We don't put like real live video on here because we don't want to infringe copyright infringement with anybody. We want to do our own original stuff, and I think the least thing is to put an ad up. It's just kind of an option. We put it on for all the videos, guys. It's not, it takes literally 10 seconds. It's not a big deal, guys, and we provide. I'm hoping we provide a lot of content. Hours of content, guys. We're on here an hour. Today we're probably on for 2 hours or more.
Yeah,
guys,
again,
come on.
We said every game, we'll be doing other things. So. Yeah.
It is me, obviously, number one, and it wouldn't. Trust me, you don't get into this YouTube stuff for the money, guys. You get 30 cents a month. We don't do it for the money. You can have 1 million views. You get what? For in a year, you probably get what? $1,000. Yeah. Who cares? That's not worth it for the effort put into that, guys. Trust me. Yeah, so. Either way, it's a daily thing, guys. We want to do this because we're excited about the Cowboys, about football, about our family experiencing it together and live with you guys. So that's a really important thing for us. It's a great idea, and why not run with it?
And like we said, said, we're having a great time here with you guys. I mean, again, I learned just in the little bit of time we've been doing this, I've learned so much more about the Cowboys and football in general just from having conversations with you guys and looking things up and researching things from what you guys mentioned. So, and Sean S., actually, I love your comment. Remember when they said Frederick was a horrible pick and the Cowboys reached in the 3rd round for talent? So, and then how about them Cowboys? Would you rather have a great D-line like the Hawks and Giants or a great O-line like the Cowboys? I think that your best...
Tough one.
No, that's easy for me. Your best defense is a great offense, and I think that... No, and again, I'm not undervaluing the value of your defense, but if you can't score, it doesn't matter how good your defense is. And yeah, you might get turnovers, but you need to score, and we saw it with the Vikings, I think, in a way.
The 2000 Baltimore Ravens, you guys know who I'm talking about. They won on defense. They had Trent Dilfer as their quarterback. They had, a decent running back.
Defense and luck. I'm sorry, but there's a certain amount of luck involved.
Also, the Chicago Bears, they have Walter Payton. I will say one thing, guys. I will say something. I think it's the offensive line as well. I agree, but not for the same reason. I think it's the offensive line because, of course, it's important you control everything with the offensive line, but without a defense, guys, you're screwed. And defense wins championships. The thing is, defensive lines don't win championships. Defenses win championships, and that's why I say offensive line, because offensive line gives your whole offense a better chance. Defensive line definitely helps your team, don't get me wrong, but if you have subpar linebackers, subpar cover guys, yes, you'll benefit from the defensive line, but you're not going to control the game like you would with an offensive line. Now, with a defensive line, you're going to do well. You have a good defense, a great defense maybe, but you're not going to be able to. You're going to have some weaknesses, and your offense is going to not do enough. Maybe there's too many mistakes they give. You're going to put your defense against the wall again. The backs against the wall too many times when you have not the best cover guys, maybe not the best linebackers, but a great front 4 or 5 guys. So that's the way I'm looking at it. If you tell me a great defense versus a great offensive line, I take the great defense every time. No doubt.
But when you're talking specifically defensive line against offensive line, offense all the way.
Right. So. And now let's talk about offensive line, guys, because we're rolling this. This is taking a long time, and I'm glad. Hey, guys, if you haven't, by the way, there's like 20-something you guys on here. Hit like, guys. Yes. Please.
Subscribe if you haven't already. Join our family and hit the little bell next to the subscribe button so you don't miss any notifications.
Yeah. And, guys, the likes, that makes the video actually be more like popular, I guess, in the browse features. If someone looks up Cowboys and this comes up, and it helps get us more fans and build Cowboy Nation all around, guys. We love this, and we want more and more and more of you guys in here.
Exactly. The only reason you guys might not see your messages showing up in the chat is if you have a bad word in it, guys. So that's a
family-friendly channel.
We'll let the damn and the hell slip.
And trust me, guys, in the streams, I am going to slip with an F-bomb here and an S-bomb there. And some other things.
An S-bomb there, here, curse, there, curse.
Exactly. So, yeah, I'll have to leave the room occasionally because I don't want to curse in front of my kids or nothing like that, guys. So it's kind of like, I understand it happens, but you guys are typing. You guys don't have to curse. Put F if you want or S. We know we get it, okay? But try to keep it clean. So let's continue.
Or do the opposite and come up with the more creative curses. So,
yeah. let's not get trolled out, and let's get this. Zach Martin, guys, number 70 to me. The best offensive guard in the league. I mean, I've seen him in training camp. There's just nothing much to say, but he's just solid. One of the best in the league, if not the best. Travis Frederick, Zach Martin, they're going to be Canton bound, guys. They're going to be Hall of Famers unless something tragic happens. So to expect that.
So let's keep
Who's the other guard?
Jonathan Cooper, of course, guys. We do think that he has basically solidified a spot. Him and Byron Bell were kind of battling it out.
And Chaz Green.
Chaz Green as well, but he's just been too injured to really be able to secure his spot.
If Chaz Green was fully healthy, never injured, didn't have injury-prone problems, and wasn't injury-prone and didn't have these many injury problems, I would say Chaz Green would be winning this spot right now. And he's the better overall player. But because he's inconsistent, because he can't be trusted and relied upon, Jonathan Cooper has shown, I'd say, average to a little above average talent there, especially when he gets help from Travis Frederick on his right and this left man, number 77, which I'm sure we'll see soon. But I'm saying with that help, guys, Cooper is going to be pretty solid. He'll be a little lesser version of Leary, but not too much less, guys. We didn't lose that much. And I think that Travis Frederick and Tyron Smith will pick up the slack. Let's see if Mr. Tyron Smith makes the team. What do you think? Do you think he'll make the team?
I don't know. That back is a little wishy-washy. Color, of course, guys. He isn't going anywhere. Tyron Smith.
He's my favorite. He's my favorite offensive lineman, guys. He's another Hall of obviously Hall of Famer.
Player drafted?
Ever drafted. 20 years old. Or 19. Yeah, 19. I mean, he was drafted like a day before his 20th birthday. Some craziness. Yeah. So he was drafted young guys. He's been just a superstar since day one. nothing much to say. He's the best lineman, not just tackle, the best offensive lineman in the league. We got the best center in the league, or one of the best centers. We got the best guard in the league, and we got the best tackle in the league. Guys, I mean, we have the best offensive line in the league, and that's just 4 out of 5. Who's the 5th? Who makes it? Of course, number 71.
Lyle Collins has done a great job improving his position. We did see him get a few penalties against him, but otherwise than that, he has really gone, really, really far, improving, much more solid at his position.
Definitely. For the first game he had in preseason, he looked horrible. I was like, oh my goodness, we need something more from him. He did show that. Every game he improved. He did have a couple of stupid mistakes when it came to holding / hands to the face. He has to get a little better with his hands, but it was initially his hands he had to get the first hit. He always would not be quick enough to hold his guy, and then when he finally got the hit going, he kept slamming to the guy's face, hands to the face. So he's got to still fine tune a little bit more. But guys, he's solid. He's going to do the job we need. It's not Doug Free, thank goodness, who would give us 10 more penalties than Lyle Collins.
Oh my God,
and again, I'd rather roll with Collins and have a couple more growing pains with him than Doug Free. We know what we got. Like, it's not like the Kellen Moore Cooper Rush deal, except Collins is more solid, let's say, than Cooper Rush. He's shown more.
Yeah,
Lyle Collins.
Shout out in the comments if you guys are just glad Doug Free decided to retire and let us get rid of that headache.
Now, let's move on to the backups, guys. That's really where the questions lie. We don't really know. I saw a lot of people saw Byron Bell, Dan Skipper, Chaz Green. It's a lot. And we'll give you our reasonings for these guys. So let's go to the first one, which is going to be Chaz Green. Guys, listen, the thing is we need... He was going to be the starting guard. He's also a swing tackle, guys. He can play tackle guard. He's very versatile.
When it comes to actual talent, he is a better player than Jonathan Cooper.
But he cannot stay on the field.
Exactly. If he can't stay healthy, he is useless to us. He's already gotten injured, I think, twice just in training camp alone. He's made out of glass, but we need him because Tyron Smith.
I agree, and that's the thing, guys. For a game or 2 or 3, we hope that Chaz Green can be healthy. I see Sean S. said something about Chaz Green is Dan Skipper over Chaz Green. I disagree with that right now, but I do agree with you. If it means staying on the field, yes, Dan Skipper is better in that sense. But we know the Cowboys like Chaz Green. They're gonna, the ankle injury was minor. He'll be back this week in practice, or next week in practice. So I think that he's gonna make the team because he has a lot of position value. He's got a lot of versatility. Unfortunately, not in his health. He has no versatility. So really, guys, it comes down to, let's see. I mean, I think he's one of those guys could be on the bubble in the middle of the season where we have to cut someone and he's still injured. Peace out. So, and again, he might end up in the IR again, and I don't think he'll be lasting much longer on our team if that occurs. So this is kind of his last hurrah. But I do think that if, let's say, something happens to we were talking about Tyron Smith's back. If something happens to his back, guys, what happens to Chaz? I mean, we need Chaz Green in there to fill in that moment.
Exactly.
He might not last the whole game, but we need him for most of the game. We need him for a game or 2 or 3. And Tyron Smith does miss games. Last year, I think he missed 2 or 3 with the back issue. So we needed that. So we didn't have Chaz Green last year. We had Emmett Cleary. I don't know who we had. We had problems in that spot. I think we had Lil. I don't know. But the point is that we need Chaz Green can do the job when he's healthy. That's the point. So. Yes. We have to keep him on the team. We think the Cowboys are going to keep him on the team. Next guy, who would it be?
Actually, Cowboys and Brady make a very good point. Jonathan Cooper's ability to play backup center increases his value. We actually were waffling because we thought that Byron Bell was going to win that spot because Jonathan Cooper was playing backup center for a good chunk of training camp for a few days there.
And the reason why he was playing backup center was because for a couple weeks, Joe Looney had a toe injury. He was out for a couple weeks. And he came back to practice, and he had some decent practice. And he's our backup center if we keep him on the team. If not, Jonathan Cooper will have to rotate as the backup center, guys. So it's centers are a very important position. So I wonder if we even kept them on our roster.
I mean, Joe Looney definitely adds some value, guys. So we definitely think he can stick around. He knows our system. Solid backup.
Again, he's a guy. He's solid. He's not a great backup by any means, but really, which backups are great? If they were great, they'd be on a starting team. But he's good enough to fill in, and not really as much for Travis Frederick. Of course, if something ever happens, of course we have Looney will be in there, or if Jonathan Cooper ever needed to go in there, we have 3 centers basically on the team if needed, and we can mix and match the players. But Joe Looney can also play guard, and he has that versatility as well. That's a key theme with the Cowboys the last couple of years and this season is versatility. We need guys that can play multiple positions, and Looney and Chaz Green can do that. Yeah. So, a lot of people say we're going to keep at least 8 offensive linemen, maybe 9. I'm sure we kept more than 7, so let's see.
Yeah, so, and then Dirt Simba, thanks for joining us, guys. If any of you guys are new, please make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. We do post daily content, and we'll be live streaming our reaction to all the Cowboy games, and, occasionally a few games there, because I saw Dirt Simba, you said you're a Pats fan. Who knows? We actually are thinking about streaming this upcoming Thursday game, so you might see us then.
Yep. I mean, we'll do special games, we'll do games, good games, matchups, of course, games regarding the NFC East or important to the Cowboys. We'll probably be streaming those too, guys. Because we're watching it. If we're watching the game full time, all our attention, probably going to be streaming it. So, I mean, this first game to kick off the season, we're probably going to. I'm
just glad football's going to be back, guys. I'm just so excited, even if it is the Patriots.
Chiefs and Patriots, guys. I got some fantasy value in there, so I guess it gives me more of an added reason to watch it. But it's just the first game of the season. I'm not going to do it for fantasy reasons, guys. I'm doing it for Cowboy reasons and football general reasons. So if you could be, we have fans from all over. So join up and subscribe.
Thanks for joining us here today.
There's a Seahawk fan right there. But we got fans from all over, mainly Cowboy, but everyone. Guys, just subscribe, hit the like button on the stream and other videos if you watch them. Check them out. I hope we put up a lot of great content. We're growing fast, and thank you for everything, guys, for everything you guys are doing. We love the back and forth with you guys on these live streams. That's why we do them. We've done like 40 of them already. It's crazy. We didn't think we'd do, we just do it for the game day. We're doing it every day. So do we keep?
No, it's okay. It's just Joseph. It's all right. My deepest thoughts and sympathies are with you at this time. So who's playing Thursday? It is the Patriots against Kansas City.
Kansas City Chiefs at the New England Patriots, guys, and it should be a good game. Those are two top AFC teams, obviously the Patriots, but the Chiefs are up and coming. They have a good defense. I hope the Chiefs win. Don't think they will.
Yeah, and to wrap up our offensive lineman, guys, a few of you guys already mentioned him.
Who's gonna make it?
Byron Bell, of course. He, just.
I mean,
just because we mentioned him earlier, we talked about him and Cooper.
Byron Bell has some value, guys, for his versatility. Again, he's not the best. He's obviously the worst out of all our guys here, but he has the most versatility of the rest. Now, we have Emmett Cleary. A lot of people are talking about maybe we'll keep him. It was going to be Bell or Cleary. Cleary's garbage, guys. We have him on the team for a couple of years. He's just untrustworthy at the tackle. He's not a good, consistent player. Byron Bell has some experience behind him. It's been more injury-laced, so he's been healthy. Guys, I think we keep him. I think he improves throughout the season if we need him. I don't want to see him out there, trust me, but we need 8 guys. That's our 8. Case closed. We might keep Dan Skipper on the practice squad. Nobody's going to pick him up in the NFL, guys. Just keep that in mind. That's going to be at the end of the video. We're going to do our practice squad, guys. So whoever said that about Skipper over Chaz Green, maybe by the middle of the season. Let's see.
Yeah, so
let's go on to the next round, which is special teams.
Of course.
Yeah, we'll make it quick, guys, because there's only 3 spots we talk about here.
All hail Dan Bailey, of course.
Yes, your favorite, number 5.
The best kicker in the league.
All hail.
Chris Jones, a super underrated player, I think, on our team. Guys, he punts with such great accuracy. Like, he always gets it back there in, like, the perfect spot.
Yeah, he gets it inside the 20. He's one of the highest rated 20, in the 20. He gets it in the red zone, and not in the red zone, but, he gets it behind the 20 multiple times. He pins it in the corner, the punts. And he was our special teams 2016 player of the year. So keep that in mind, too. Not Dan Bailey. And who is left? Our long snapper.
Yes, LP Ledesor.
Yeah, so. LP. We've had him for like 14 years, guys. Some of you guys don't even know who he is. Trust me, he's our long snapper. He's been there since freaking before Romo. when Drew Bledsoe was back there.
He does his job. He does it well. He doesn't mess up.
Done.
Win for me.
So we got him. Everybody has to have one. We have that. Now, the guys, jumping on the defense before we go in there. It's there you go. Everyone's naming it. Thank you for naming it with it. It's pretty easy.
So Chris Jones, a linebacker. Yeah, you know what? After that, he's just a thug life, right?
And speaking of thug life and defensive hits and defensive players, defensive ends. Who's going to be our starting defensive ends? Now, I believe, you guys know, we've been discussing it. The Cowboys haven't been shy about who the defensive front 4 are. But let's go with the 2 defensive ends, the guys who rush the quarterback and try to contain runners and break the pocket from the outside. Who's the number 1 guy on our list for now?
So, I think we can all know, but DeMarcus Lawrence, guys. So, number 90.
Contract year, so,
Hopefully he plays with a little more oomph behind him. And, of course, on the other side, Benson Mayowa, my personal favorite in the sense that he is our sack leader last year. I think he's going to have a fantastic year again this year. He's looked Another player who just looked hot.
I mean,
in the game.
again, he said he missed a couple games, a couple training camp sessions, a week or two, whatever, in and out. He didn't, hit a lot, but he did play the last couple preseason games. He looked. I mean, to me, he's our best rusher. Week 1, let's just put it that way, because there's a couple of the guys I like better, but week 1, I think these are our two guys. Mayowa, I think, is a solid starter. You got to remember, guys. Defensive ends, we have rotations. So Marinelli's defense. So these are our starters right here. And Benson Mayowa, I think, he's a solid rusher. I think DeMarcus Lawrence should be better than what we're paying him. He needs to produce this season. Hopefully he will. I know he did decently when we had Greg Hardy back there, but he's not going to have excuse this year because we have other names at defensive end and at tackle that should help him. But guys, let's see who the backups are to our defensive ends. Let's see who's next on the list.
So in flaming highlighter yellow here, we do have Demontre Moore, number 58, and he is highlighted because, as we all know, he is going to start off the season suspended. So.
Yeah, guys. I mean, the thing is with him, he's our war daddy right now, and I know Giant fans laugh. He's shown us, at least with the Cowboys in preseason, that this guy can rush the quarterback. He has speed. He knows how to take the corners and how to make the cuts to the quarterback. Guys, I mean, the way I see it, this guy's our pass rushing. Is going to be our pass rushing leader. He might be the sack leader. He's going to be coming off the bench even if he was starting, guys, because no need on first down to really have him in there. Yeah. Those two guys over there above him should be starting on first down. But when we rotate someone in on a passing down, DeMontre Moore will be in there on week 3 and beyond. Yeah. So keep that in mind, guys. He's gone for 2 weeks.
No, just real quick, I want to say goodnight. How about them Cowboys? Thank you so much for joining us. We'll definitely catch you tomorrow. And
what?
Oh, the draft. That's right. That's what I was saying.
No, we're having our cut down tomorrow, guys, at 4:30. So 30 minutes or so, 30 to 45 minutes after the cut downs are announced at 4 o'clock. We're going to try to get a video out there, half hour to an hour video about the cuts and about who we might pick up. So that's going to be interesting. And then a couple hours later, when the draft starts at 9 p.m. Eastern, we'll be doing a special live stream of the Fantasy Football 20 team My Cowboys Family draft.
Yeah, and then Tobias, just to let you know, so that is why we highlighted him. We put his name here because we do expect him to obviously be back on the team once his suspension is over.
So keep in mind,
in the meantime, he doesn't count towards the squad, but we did want his name up there since he is obviously a major part of our team in general.
So guys, you got to keep in mind that right now, if you're looking at the team, I mean, he's on the team because he's going to be on the suspension list, but he's not on the 53-man roster. That's why he's in yellow. So let's roll it to the next one. Yes. Who's another backup we can use?
Well, I don't know. Somebody predicted that crazy prediction they were going to have the most sacks this year for the Cowboys. Our new rookie, Taco Charlton.
He will not have the most sacks.
I'm going to disagree with that. I do think he'll have at least 2 this year. That's my wild prediction. He's going to have 2 sacks.
I'm saying he'll have 4 or less. No more than 4. At most 4. At most. Because, again, guys, remember, rotational. Yes. Imagine you bring DeMontre Moore on the left. You got Taco Charlton on the right. You got and it's 3rd down and 12. I mean, it's going to be good to see those speed rushers coming on the side. I like these guys rotating in there at times, and Taco is going to fit in. He's definitely shown improvement. I think he's probably the most improved since the first day of training camp till now. He's the most improved he looked like garbage he looked like, as Patrick says, trash the first couple of weeks in training camp and in the games. And then he started waking up, guys. And he had a good sack against the Rams, against the scrub. He had a sack against the Raiders, against the scrub. But you can see that he's growing in confidence, and he's getting better. In practice, he's looking better too, guys. So Taco, our #1 draft pick this season, he's on the team. So roll him.
So then Joseph Sirianni said, my trivia of the year is how many Cowboys players will get suspended this year? The answer is too many.
That's unfortunately the problem because we still have other guys. So far we had Zeke with the question mark. If he gets suspended, it opens up another spot, guys. Just keep that in mind. But right now we have Zeke on the 53 because unless it's decided before 4 p.m. tomorrow, he's got to be on the 53-man team. We cannot put him on any list or suspended list because right now he's not suspended technically. Right now, at this moment, he's in an appeal process, so he's not suspended. So he has to be on this list tomorrow at 4 p.m.
Yes, and then Dark Visions. As far as Sheldon Richardson, we're actually kind of glad we did it because 1, he's kind of expensive, and 2, he has his own problems.
He's had behavioral issues, and plus, he doesn't fit the scheme the best. He's not one of I think the Marinelli's guys. So keep that in mind, guys. He's like a full-time player, really. We have guys that can do that. Look at these 4. We have good. These are 4. 2 are starting. The other 2 are rotating in. Do we have any more defensive ends? Let's see.
So, well, guys, the next one is someone I haven't seen anybody really mention. Charles Tapper, guys.
And you know why? because Tapper's been injured so much. Last year he was injured. He was a pick last year, rookie. He was injured most of the year. This year he's injured again recently, his neck. He looked pretty decent for the first half of the training camp, but he kind of disappeared and then he got injured. And he hasn't been back. Now, he's one of these guys, believe it or not, that people are saying is on the bubble. I can't believe that because he's still too raw, too young to give up on, in my opinion. But if he turns out to be one of these guys that keep getting injured, we're going to say bye one of these years. And, it might be, again, one of these guys that might be in trouble in the middle of the season when we bring back David Irving or DeMontre Moore, not the middle of the season, but like a Hitchens or something like that. If we have on an injured list or a Rico Gathers, this is one of those guys. Tapper's got to produce. He's our 5th guy in this list, but right now, week 1, he's our 4th guy. We need 4 guys. We need to rotate the defensive ends in, and we have some versatility guys with defensive tackle. Do we keep any more defensive ends? Let me see if we. Okay, no. So defensive tackles. So we have 5 guys, 4 starting week 1. No, not 4 starting, but 4 guys rotating in. 2 starters, 2 rotators going in week 1. So there you go. Now defensive tackles, guys. I think that's one of our strengths on our team. Yeah. Last year we were number 1 in the NFL, and we lost Terrell McClain. We still have Malik Collins. And we picked up a couple other guys and hoping for the best. We had Cedric Thornton last year. Let's see what happened. I have a personal favorite on this group, guys. Number 55. I hope he made it.
How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining us today. He says he has Tapper making the team as well. So
good. Hey. Good to know. Good. We're great minds think alike.
Yes. Now let's start off with, like I said, our lucky number. 55 this time.
My favorite.
Yes, his favorite. I think Patrick actually mentioned that you have a kind of like a secret love affair with Paya there. But you know what? If you guys have been watching what we've been watching, you would have a secret love affair with him too. Because
it's not secret.
Yeah, it's not a secret, guys. Everybody knows. Seriously, he has been blowing it up. He gets in there. He disrupts the play. Like he's creating chaos. Super happy to have him on the team.
Yeah, I mean, guys, Stephen Paya is the kind of guy that disrupts. You might not see him. He's kind of this kind of guy. He's short, little. He's like I always said he's like a fire hydrant with little pudgy arms and legs, but the guy is like a cannonball. He destroys, he breaks the pocket up, he gets pressure in there. I think he's an improvement to some extent to Terrell McClain, except I think Paya can be used in some passing situations as well. He disrupts the pocket, makes the quarterback nervous, get the little happy feet, makes a mistake. Again, and he needs to get double teamed. I saw him double teamed the last 2 games, guys. He didn't do anything like any big plays, although against the Raiders, he did disrupt the screen pass. If you guys take a look at that, boy, he did fantastic on that play. And you look at other things that he disrupts the pocket against Indianapolis. He disrupted the pocket, almost had Skandrick pick the ball off, it hit off his helmet. So Paya in his limited time, and what we've seen in training camp with the videos and all the great stuff that all the YouTubers have posted, guys, Stephen Paya is a beast. I'm telling you guys, watch for this guy. He's going to turn heads this season. He's going to be one of these unsung heroes, these dark horses. He wasn't supposed to make the team. He was a camp body, guys.
Yes,
back in February or March when we picked him up, it was just a guy.
Yes.
Now he's a starter. In my opinion, the best. I know we have another guy everyone likes, Malik Collins, and I trust me, guys. Not take anything away from Malik Collins, but I love Stephen Paya. Yes. I'm assuming that Collins is next.
Yes, because we do have to show a little bit of love to Malik Collins.
A lot of love.
Paya is obviously doing great, but Collins is another guy who's just a beast, guys. Solid, just dependable. Just everything that we need in a defensive tackle.
I've seen Malik Collins all these games when he was playing in preseason. I've seen him in the camp videos and stuff, and working the bags and working with the 11-on-11s, whatever. The guy is disruptive as well, guys. He's part of the defense that helped us get the #1 run defense last season. I think we're in good shape. Malik Collins, Stephen Paya for manning that front line. These 2 guys are their starters. First down, second down, almost guaranteed, depending on down and distance. We shall see, though. And exactly, Law Nation makes a great point. They both can play. They both can play the 1 and 3 technique. So, I mean, they can play a 3-4, meaning a nose tackle. Either one. They're disruptive. You also have David Irving, which again, he's listed as defensive tackle. He could play end or tackle, but he's a suspended guy. So let's see if he makes the team. I don't know. Does he?
Yeah, he's definitely going to make the team, but obviously he's being suspended. We are going to be missing him those 4 games, so we do have him highlighted here in yellow, so you can tell that we're not including him in our 53 roster, but he will be eventually part of the team.
Yeah, 4 weeks from now, he'll be on the team. He took those performance-enhancing drugs, supposedly not knowing it for a product that he was sponsoring. Guys, David Irving, to me, he had when I heard that his suspension last year, at the end of last year, but in the offseason, I just was so disappointed because he, to me, has the biggest, I guess, upside from what we've seen last year. he was emerging to be a dominating defensive end tackle.
Potential. I think potential is the right word. Like, he had so much potential. He showed potential last year. We thought we were going to see amazing this year.
And guys, we have in preseason. We've seen this guy. He's been tearing it up in the preseason. I know that in the end part he was kind of playing in the backup. But guys, when he was playing against starters, he was still doing damage. And he's played against a couple of teams. Done fantastic, guys. He could play inside. They're playing him a lot in the inside in the 1-3 and techniques so he's able to do it. He could play the defensive end. Guys, you saw him against the Buccaneers last year. He can do damage. So expect a lot from him, but that's week 4. And I've said multiple times, once we get past week 4, our defense will start to really, really improve. We'll be okay, hopefully, but we'll really be picking up steam, like you said. We're improving a lot and really can do more damage than I think most people, most critics, most analysts give the Cowboys defense credit for. So, and then Law Nation's suspension reserve is while David Irving will be on. Correct. Hopefully when he comes back, he will be fresh. Exactly. Yeah. He will be fresh. He had a little ankle tweak earlier in the training camp, but he was back. He played the last game pretty deep into the third and fourth quarter, guys. So, I mean, he's in there. They wanted to get him a couple more reps in there, so he's ready in 4 weeks. But he's gonna be dominant this year, barring any injuries or anything like that. And when he comes in, we talk about some guys that need to come out. So when you talk about like another possible injury where Zeke's back, we get rid of like a trade of Morris, or there's a lot of things that need to be reworked later on in the season.
Yeah, so it's too much speculation there without actually being there and knowing, what our biggest need is at that time and who we actually have to play around with. So, moving. Sixers JT, how are you doing? Thank you for joining us today. Moving on with our defense.
And also, guys, remember, when we get David Irving back, we're going to have a rotation again. It's still we're not going to have Paya and Collins there constantly on third down and 12. Yeah. We're going to have Irving in there, busting it up with his height. So, but right now we don't have him. So let's see week 1 what we would have as our backup rotational player.
So Tyrone Crawford, of course,
he's injured, guys. Remember, but he's back. He's going to be back for week 1. They already said he's going to be healthy, ready to go. I mean, it's not 100%, but it's like 99%. That Tyrone Crawford's ankle injury looked worse. It looked like he was gone for the year. It looked like it was a snapped bone, guys. He's gone. He's going to be on there. He's played, guys. We haven't listed defensive tackle. He's listed as a defensive lion, DL, which means he plays end and tackle. I know I wish we could go back, but if you guys saw the defensive ends we have, you can mix and match Tyrone Crawford in there as well, guys. I mean, Crawford's had his best training camp until the injury, and that's not saying much. We had 2.5, 3 weeks of him, but he's going to be there. He's going to be back, and I'm telling you guys, he's going to be. I hope he's going to be much improved from his past couple of seasons. We shall see. But he's going to be one of those guys that, we can look forward to coming in there at the line, at the defensive tackle or playing defensive end as well, like David Irving. So we have all 4 of these guys. It's pretty nice. So who else do we have there? Another guy who's more of a defensive tackle. Let's see.
So Cedric Thornton, of course, we do think will make the 53.
Guys, Cedric Thornton, former Eagle, very disappointing to us. I have him on the bubble to an extent where it comes, you take his salary and you take his skill. He hasn't shown much. The point is, with David Irving gone, we have to kind of keep him on there, guys. We really don't have much more after this. If you want to argue defensive end, we have Lewis Neal, who we did not put on this team because there's just not enough space. There is a chance, though, Lewis Neal will fall through the waiver wire and can be picked up on our practice squad. So that's what I'm hoping for Lewis Neal. We also have Lenny Jones on the defensive end side, which again, another guy like Lewis Neal, a little lower on the list, I'd say. He'll definitely fall through to our practice squad after waivers. So just keep those things in mind. We're not dissing those guys. I think they have a lot of skill. Could have made an honorable mention for those guys at the defensive ends. But as you can see, our tackles, they're pretty solid. Paya, Collins, you have Thornton. Those are our 3 main tackles. And we have Irving, who can play tackle. He will be playing tackle in the one technique. We'll have Tyrone Crawford playing tackle and end. So, guys, that's our defensive front. Yeah. We ended up keeping 10 total, 8 to start the season with. 2 of them are suspended list. So
yeah, but I think Dark Visions makes a good point. Thornton hasn't really lived up to the expectations that a lot of people had for him, which is disappointing, obviously.
I agree.
But we got to work with what we have, and Cedric Thornton is what we have right now.
I mean, he's technically our 3rd pure defensive tackle, which makes me nervous. I'm sure it makes everybody nervous too, But the thing about that is that, we have to keep someone in there, and he's the most experienced guy. We have to hope. We have to really, really, really hope that he can really produce for us this year. Now, whenever we take him out. If not, guess what, guys? We're going to keep Collins and Paya in there if we have to, and Irving and Crawford and Thornton will be gone. Yeah. But we shall see. We have 8 weeks to play with him. We have Gathers, who's probably on the injured list after the first day. So sometime on Sunday, you'll probably see him go to IR. So it opens up a spot for our team. And somebody would probably have to pick up. But eventually, Cedric Thornton is going to be coming, and he better be producing this season for the first 8 weeks or else.
Yes. So and then I just see a few. Let me see. What was it? Yeah, saying Thornton has a 4-year, $16 million contract, but Crawford has a 5-year, $45 million contract. Is he too expensive as a backup to keep him?
I mean, that's the thing, guys. He's not really a backup. If you think about it, he's a rotational player that has versatility. The big V, which is defensive tackle or defensive end. So he can play both. He's been playing defensive end. I saw him in this training camp, but he played tackle a lot. And the guys, he's not worth that. I agree with you guys. He's not worth that. But it is what we have right now. Currently, he will have to play rotational. He will have to be in there in certain down and certain down and distance situations. Yeah. So, guys, we don't have all great deals on this team, but we do have to live with what we have right now. And honestly, I don't think there's anything at the defensive tackle that could overtake. We have Ivy that we drafted from the Gators. I see him trickling to our practice squad, which we will talk about at the end of this. And guys, just a quick advertising here. Basically, hit the like button for us if you haven't already. I know there's a lot of new people in here. Yes, we have like over 20 in here. So guys, we appreciate you guys. It's a small family, but we're growing. And subscribe. It'll help us grow. If you haven't yet, subscribe. Hit the little notification button so you can get our live streams daily video content, guys. And we appreciate every single one of you guys. Thanks again.
And then we'll go ahead and take the last question before we move on to our linebackers, of course. So Joseph Sirianni wants to know who wins the battle, Eagles O-line or Cowboys D-line. Be honest. I'm going to be honest. I don't know enough about the Eagles offensive line right this second to be able to say that. So I'm going to defer this question to him.
I'm going to be honest, and I don't know the in-depth view of the Eagles line, but I do know they have some good players in there if they stay healthy. And I do think that they can handle our line. I don't say they're going to beat us, like they're going to dominate us, but I think that your Philly offensive line is better than our defensive front. But I will say that in certain situations, we will give you guys trouble. I don't care, on your offensive line. And it really depends on our players and what we can work with techniques and stuff with our front 4 guys or 3 with when we run a deacon defense and we have our linebacker, which was supposed to be Hitchens. Now it's probably going to be Jalen Smith, who's going to be running kind of like the blitzer, the 4th guy in the line. So that's to answer your question. Speaking of linebackers, let's roll to them next. Guys, number 1, the man in the middle, the captain, the leader, Sean Lee, number 50. One of your favorites too.
Really, guys, not much we can say about him. We all know what he does out there. We all know what he contributes to the team.
As long as he stays healthy, guys, we got this would be Pro Bowl for him, guys. He was ripped off.
Yeah, and he's coming off of his healthiest season yet. And very happy, very high hopes.
And you guys know why? He's been healthy the last couple of years.
No more middle linebacker.
Correct. Yes. Good. No more Mike linebacker. He's not playing middle linebacker anymore. He's not in the middle getting twisted up like Hitchens did. Unfortunately,
getting another concussion, another knee, another concussion, another knee.
Yeah. So again, all these injuries, guys. With him, the last 2 years has been a lot better. Luckily, hopefully, knock on if this is wood. Yeah. So it's a good sign that Sean Lee, is looking great again in camp. He's playing weak side linebacker, so he can roam a little more and kind of he's not going to be chop blocked or any kind of freak injuries. So let's keep it going with the linebacker. We're solid with him. Let's see.
So, of course, the most painful injury of the preseason, Anthony Hitchens. He will be, good news, back much sooner than expected, which is why we don't have his name in any kind of highlight or anything because we don't. Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna explain that to you guys. That's actually brand new news. Sometime halfway today, middle afternoon today, kind of was leaked a little bit. Not leaked, but it kind of was under the radar because of the Zeke talk. But Anthony Hitchens, guys, he's actually expected back in a couple of weeks of the regular season. So he might miss 3 or 4 weeks. You can look at him almost as a David Irving kind of guy, except he's got to stay on the active roster. Mm-hmm. The thing is, the reason the Cowboys didn't put him, the Cowboys, they still could do it, I guess. But what the word is, they're going to keep him on the inactive list. Meaning he'll be on the 53, but not on the 46, and he'll be on the inactive list for 3 to 4 weeks until he's better. He's good enough to come back, guys. That's great freaking news. Yeah, we were looking at for week 8 or week 9.
Yeah, and before that, we were looking at possible MCL damage, which is terrifying.
Yeah, ACL, MCL. It was ACL. It looked like, but but it looked like it was going to be like the end of the whole year, and again, that could affect the rest of his career, guys. We lucked out on that. We lucked out it was going to be 8 games, and we lucked out it was going to be 3 to 4 games. They're saying so. Look, we don't know. We don't want to rush him back. We know that Dez rushed back last year, but he's playing receiver. He gets hit in his knees more. I can see that there's more cutting him. Not cutting, but more danger involved to knee getting hit by defenders when Hitchens is doing the hitting. Now obviously, if he gets chop blocked, that's an issue, but they don't he get tangled up as well, but it's not a ligament damage. So it's more of just, hopefully he will be strong enough, healed enough to be able to be productive by week 5 or 6, guys. I would say even after the bye, hold him out one more extra week, put him in a week 7 after the bye. He's ready to roll. I think he's going to be full speed, ready to go. And defense, he's our middle linebacker when he comes back.
So, guys, Damian Wilson, of course, number 57.
What a shame, guys. What a shame that he is going to be suspended. We just don't know when. Exactly. His case went to a grand jury. It's going to take a long time. So we might see it for most.
Middle of October, I believe, is his the hearing. So, and it sounds like the Cowboys are still, or the Cowboys, my goodness, the NFL is still waiting to see what happens as far as, legally before they take any kind of decision. So we do expect them to start the season and we expect them to play, but most likely he will be suspended at some point in the middle of the season shortly after our bye.
Yeah, we don't have any idea when it's going to happen. We don't have any idea how long it's going to be for. But guys, he's allegedly tried to run over a woman in his car, and then and then took his shotgun out and put it to some guy's head. So again, I'm just saying.
And there's video evidence.
Is there?
Yeah.
Video evidence, that stinks. So guys, I mean, it stinks. He's gonna get what he deserves, and it's gonna be a long suspension. Probably we're talking about 8 games. I'm thinking 6 to 8 games for this. I don't know. He'll probably try to get an appeal and get it reduced to like 6 or 4. We shall see.
He didn't beat a woman.
Yeah, I know. Well, and neither did Zeke. So, but anyways, I get the sarcasm. Yeah. But I just want to say something about Damian Wilson, guys. He's looked really good, I will say. Even though he wasn't one of my favorite guys last year in the last couple of years, but I will say he's looked really good this preseason and training camp. And I'm going to say that when he's out there and if he can produce like he's been doing, I think he's going to be a solid third. We have 3 linebackers starting. We're talking about starting, and he's going to be probably the strong side guy. So. Those are our 3 starters when we're all healthy and in the games. And not suspended.
Yes.
Let's see who's next.
So, of course, guys.
Insurance policy, guys.
Justin Durant, we picked him up, I believe, sometime in the middle of July.
Yeah, July
I know we were on vacation. Yeah.
22nd.
I know we were on vacation.
We made a special video about this because we thought it was important, mainly because for Jalen Smith, guys, because we know that the Cowboys got him for insurance for Jalen Smith, but now it's time to cash him in because, guys, take Hitchens out of that lineup right now, temporarily, and you're going to have Sean Lee playing weak. You're going to have Damian Wilson playing strong. I'm talking about linebacker, and you have nobody playing middle. Well, you do have somebody playing middle. You have Justin Durant playing middle, guys. He's going to be starting the middle linebacker for week 1. Now I can't say what's going to happen week 2, week 3, week 6 with Jalen Smith and all that, but they want to take Jalen Smith. They still want to take it easy with him. The only thing that's going to happen because of Hitchens' injury is that Jalen Smith is going to play a little more than was expected. But Justin Durant, he's a veteran, 11-year veteran of the NFL at linebacker. He knows our system very, very well. We got him out of retirement. He's been taking it easy to rest up for this moment right now. We got him now, and trust me, guys, he's going to produce. I have confidence in him. He looked great last year for his job entailed, and he's going to do a good job for us this year. He's not better than Anthony Hitchens, but he's going to be able to hold the fort down until Hitchens comes back in 3 to 4 to 5 weeks.
Yes.
So after him, of course, we have the guy everybody loves. We see the miracle man, basically.
Yeah. So real quick, Space Cowboy, thank you so much.
He hit it, so we can. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Jalen Smith, of course, guys. He is. I mean.
It's everything. Of course, it's funny.
Well, because. All right.
No. So Jalen Smith, yes, he came back from his injury.
He did.
Yeah. Do you not remember?
I was there.
Okay, so she was there and watching. So guys, Jalen Smith. Obviously he would have been a first round pick, maybe a top 10 pick in the draft, but because of his injury on basically the last play of his college career, he tore 2 ligaments and his whole entire nerves, connecting his nerve from his knee to nerve damage from his knee to his foot, to his ankle, his foot. So he had foot drop. He's working his way still back from that. He's at about 90% with nerve regeneration. By the end of the season, he'll be 100%. But guys, we just don't want to push him out there and then he gets injured, something crazy, and then he's done for his career, guys. So we loved what we've seen. He's done fan-freaking-tastic out there. I mean, he's done more than we thought we would see. He's going to be needed to come up with more. He's our 4th linebacker right now when you take Hitchens out. And if you take Damian Wilson out, guys, you're going to have Sean Lee playing weak side. You're going to have someone like Justin Durant playing the strong side and Jalen Smith playing the middle. Or Justin Durant playing middle and Jalen playing the strong side. The thing is that Jalen Smith, He's a great run stopper too, guys. So, you know, he goes in like a missile and stops it. You're going to see him playing in the nickel defense. He was starting with Sean Lee this past week in training camp, so in practice. So, I mean, he's going to be starting at the nickel defense a lot of the time.
Yeah, and Jerry Jones has made a few comments as well that, he's going to be playing a lot more, and especially against the Giants, he's going to be taking a lot more snaps.
Yeah, so guys, 100% he's on the team, obviously, and he's doing 150% to what we thought he would be at right now, but don't over-jump it yet. We don't want to push him out there as a starter, running full games. It's going to be too much for that knee. We want to make sure it's all 100% and normal. That's why I'm saying week 4, week 8, if we could just use him in nickel defenses and certain other formations and packages, special situations, that's all we need from him. And let's see, do we keep any more? We only have 5, and 2 of them are kind of in and out. So who else is left?
So Kyle Wilber,
that's right, number 51,
our favorite Dak lookalike.
Yes, the older Dak lookalike. Yes. He looks so much older. It's funny. He looks like an older Dak. But guys, Kyle Wilber has had a decent training camp in preseason. He hasn't been anything that stand out. He's pretty much a backup linebacker. We don't really want to rely on him. He is a very good special teams player. He does play a lot of special teams, so that's what will be his use. He also, in a pinch, and I'm talking about a real pinch, we can see him playing some defensive end at times, but that's not his position. He's way too small for that. I will say, though, he's going to make the team. He's shown enough to keep there. Mark Nasacha and him were fighting it out. Maybe both were going to make the team. Did we agree? Let's see. Did he make the team? Mark Nasacha. No, did not make our team.
No more. So
guys, Nasacha missed so many tackles. It was embarrassing.
I feel embarrassed for him. So let's go ahead and catch up with a few of your comments here, guys.
He was number 53, guys. Mark Nasacha. If you watch any of the footage, you see he maybe has 2 good plays at the whole preseason, and I say good meaning that he did what he was supposed to do. Yeah, he did what he was supposed to do. Nothing special.
Exactly. So we're gonna work our way down. So Tobias said, breaking: Zeke describes being angry after the Pittsburgh game when he was taunted with insinuations a Cowboys teammate slept with Thompson. So again, taunted with insinuations by whom? If a Cowboys teammate is dumb enough to, be with her, then kick rocks.
We don't know. It could have been Dak. We don't know.
And honestly, who wouldn't be angry? I mean, honestly, if anybody came up to me after my work day was done and said, did you know your coworker is sleeping with your ex? I would say I would be angry too. It just
that sounds like a lot. That sounds like a lot of like rumor crap. So what I think is, though, I will say that if that is even halfway true, guys, that only helps Ezekiel Elliott. Think about it. That means that he and her are still thinking about getting back together after he supposedly beat the living crap out of her 6 months before or 4 months before that. So it makes no sense.
Question some of that.
It brings to question everything. So I don't think that. I think that's not it for either side. Helping or hurting. Yeah.
Joseph Sirianni, people admitted this to me. Our front 7 is scary. Agree. I mean,
our front 7 has defense, right?
He's a Eagles fan.
The Eagles front 7 as far as their defense or offense?
I'm guessing he means defense, right? I mean, right? Front 7?
I mean, front 7, I'd say offense, but offense, if you have 5 and then 2.
I mean, your offense isn't scary yet because it's still too unproven, too fresh, too many new and moving pieces. So,
and again, we're gonna have a video for the Eagles coming up this upcoming week. It probably won't be a live stream. It'll be more like a set video of our feelings to who made the team, because we still gotta wait to see who made the Giants, the Eagles, and the Redskins. So we're gonna talk about all 3 teams, leaving, like you said, the Giants for last, and we'll still be throwing live streams up, talking to you guys about maybe about the videos. So we'll see.
But Patrick said, "Did you know Muhammad is sleeping around with Holloway?"
Unfortunately, Holloway's a male, I think. So fortunately for you, I'm not.
Oh, I'm so lucky. So
good one, Patrick. So
you know what? Better man than an Eagles fan.
I'm sorry?
I said better a man than an Eagles fan.
So Eagle fans, they're not really full men. I'm just joking, guys. We're just messing with you guys. Listen, let's move on to cornerbacks, guys. We've been here for like 2 hours. We're rolling. Skandrick, he's our older guy. He's been there, our veteran. He'll make the team, obviously, and as long as he can stay healthy, he's a solid cornerback, probably the most solid corner we have as far as the guys that have been here, the guys that are vets that are not rookies.
Yes.
All right. So
and then. Nolan Carroll, we do not have him highlighted yet, even though he will be missing the first 2 games.
Well, no.
He's suspended, right?
No.
Nolan Carroll for the DUI?
It's all right, guys. I'll let it happen.
All right. So then what happened with the DUI?
Okay, so I'll explain it. That's good.
So last I heard, he was going to be suspended. So go ahead.
Right. Going to be is the key. He has not been suspended yet by the NFL. There's not one inch. Again, he's still going through. He went to some pretrial hearing, and again, thank you. Language. Come on, Holloway. Was that Holloway?
It's all right, guys.
Okay. All right. Anyways, guys, what I'm saying about Nolan Carroll, former Dirty Eagle. First of all, let's talk about him. He's not that great, guys. He's our left cornerback. He's really the only one we have there right now. He will. If nothing is, if he's not suspended by, and if he is, he puts in an appeal. Obviously, he's going to play week 1. So he's in week 1. I mean, there's no way they haven't suspended him yet. He just did a pretrial thing. They haven't even gone to court yet. So it's still a ways away. He will be suspended eventually. You can bet he probably will be suspended. Okay. It might be more of a situation where it's like week 4, week 5. He won't be a big loss, in my opinion. He's had a couple good games when it comes to tackling, when it comes to being in the right spot on a running play. But when it comes to coverage, he sucks. So I really don't care much about him. But right now, the Cowboys have him as the left corner. He'll probably play left corner against the Giants this weekend, or next weekend, I'm sorry. So those are our 2 starters in the base defense, in the 4-3, guys. Another cornerback. We're going to need a lot of them. Anthony Brown, guys. He was injured earlier this season in the first game. He came back. He got burned against the Raiders a couple times, along with number 31, Byron Jones. But Anthony Brown last season, he was one of the best cornerbacks from the middle of the year to the end of the year. He allowed the least yards on his guy, and he was covering some tough competitors. He had Antonio Brown. He was covering a lot of guys that he probably shouldn't have been covering as a 6th-round rookie. So again, start off the season a little shaky. They didn't need him in the beginning as much until there was the Morris Claiborne and a couple injuries back there. But then when he came in, guys, he did really well. He's still having some growing pains. I think he's the most of our players, our second-year guys, our fantastic rookie class from last year. He's probably the one most in danger to have that that sophomore slump. Yeah, he's probably the most in danger, but he will be playing out there. So, guys, when we have our nickel, let's say a nickel defense in, you're going to see Nolan Carroll left corner, Anthony Brown right corner, and Skandrick will move from the right corner to the slot to cover like the Beasley receiver, so to speak. So those are our 3 cornerbacks starting the season. Who's else? Because we have the dime and we have different kind of defenses.
About the sophomore slump. Let's talk about the fresh rookie year from Chidobe Awuzie. Guys,
TD.
Yes, he has played amazing. And, the fact that he is, so versatile, the fact that he can play safety sometimes, he
can play linebacker in a dime package.
Yeah, so
at times.
Yeah, so no, just, another great, exciting cornerback. I think that he'll be one of those guys that in the middle of the season, as the season progresses, we're going to see him get a lot more play time because he's going to keep improving. He's already done a great job. And if you've seen any interviews with him, you can tell the way he talks and what he says, he knows and understands football.
He's very smart.
He knows the game.
Yeah, so. I mean, guys, Cheeto, he is a scholar of football. He's a scholar of the game. He knows all his positions. Again, versatility, guys. That's a big deal. And again, he's a rookie. He's going to have some growing pains, but he's going to suffer in the beginning of the season. I'm sure he'll have some decently disappointing games, unfortunately. But again, guys, keep in mind, Nolan Carroll slide him out of there. What are you going to see? Skandrick and Brown, and then which was basically last year for the most part. We had Carr back there as well when he was, and Claiborne when he was healthy instead of Brown. But guys, Anthony Brown, Skandrick, Cheeto. Those are going to be the 3 guys I think eventually you're going to see ending the season. I don't know if you're going to have Nolan Carroll back there, and we don't know when he's suspended, how many games. But aside from that, when he comes back, I don't know. He might have lost his job by the time Cheeto comes back. In the meantime, these are the 4 you're going to see in a dime package, guys, right here. These 4, unless the next guy on the list.
Here
we go. Jordan Lewis, guys, number 27. Guys, this is the most exciting player on defense, in my opinion, as far as our rookies are concerned, because I think he can make the biggest impact. He supposedly has, I know he's a grabby player. I think Law Nation made a great point to me that on that once when we had a live discussion on the phone. But so I agree. He might get called for some penalties, holding or pass interference, growing pains again, getting used to the NFL style of things. But I do think he has the most upside when it comes to pure coverage, guys. This guy can play outside. He can play corner. He can play left. He can play right. It doesn't matter. He doesn't do safety. He doesn't do like the Cheeto does. But I think as a pure from the athletic standpoint, he's better than Cheeto. I think as an all-around package with the mentality and the ability combined, Cheeto is better, and he can do more. But Jordan Lewis is the best pure cover guy. Guys, if he can develop by the middle of the year, that's why I said, give us a couple of weeks. Give us 4 weeks. Give us 6 weeks. Hopefully we can hold together till then with the guys we have on the top of this list, and the guys at the bottom of the list can kind of start taking over and really progressing and getting to spots where we have very few mistakes rather than those growing rookie mistakes.
Yeah, and bold prediction, I think Nolan Carroll will lose his starting job to Jordan Lewis as the season goes on. I'm not telling you when, and it might not even happen maybe this season, But Nolan Carroll is going to be gone, and Jordan Lewis is going to be taken over.
I agree. Nolan Carroll
performs the way we expect him to perform, the way that we've seen him perform in his college games, and the way that we hopefully will see him perform.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. And again, I don't know. We still have to see him in the field, guys. We got to see how he produces. Again, there's some downside to him as well, but I do think that he will produce better than. Again, we haven't seen anything from him, guys. He's had like 3 padded practices, guys, and he's been hurt. So we don't know how much he's going to produce even this year, but we shall see how he develops. That's a big word here. A lot of these rookies, they have to develop. Yeah. Someone like Cheeto will develop, guys. He's a smart guy. He's going to be in there. And that's why I say Cheeto will be more of a candidate to initially take over that spot. But I think that they're going to use Cheeto more as a safety, maybe to replace Heath if they have to, in a situation when, he's going to move around a little bit more. We'll give players like Jordan Lewis another chance to get back in there and show what they have later in the season, so I agree. They're all going to be. I think Skandrick will be. I mean, not Skandrick, but Nolan Carroll will be the odd man out eventually. This group. Anybody else?
So Marquez White is another kind of a developmental player who, again, almost didn't make the team. If it wasn't for Duke Thomas's unfortunate ankle injury, Marquez White would not be here. But unfortunately, Duke Thomas is injured, so Marquez White wins that spot.
Yeah, I mean, guys, this guy will be an inactive. He plays a little special teams. The thing with Marquez White, like you just said, my fiance said, I mean, it is going to be just he's on there because of Duke Thomas. Duke Thomas was looking really good. He was looking like he was going to be able to play part of the nickel and even dime packages, guys, or I say dime, even nickel packages at times. That's a little jumping the gun. I'm talking about more towards the end of the season if he developed. But Marquez White is not looking as good as he first appeared to be. He will make the team, I do think, but I also do think, and I think we both agree, he is a bubble player. Yes. Remember, guys, these guys that come back from these suspensions, they come back from, if there's any injuries, week 8, let's say Rico gathers, this is one of the guys like Tapper, did you say Tapper? Like Cedric Thornton. Cedric Thornton. Like Thornton, like
Sacha, who was obviously off our list, but still one of those bubble guys.
Right, like Marquez White, I want to say like Alfred Morris, and not in the bad way, guys. I don't want to disparage him, but he's also Kellen Moore. I mean, these are all bubble guys that can definitely be. You might see most of these guys maybe exactly, or you might see a couple of switches with the guys we're talking about, with someone like Lewis Neal, with someone like I guess like a Lenny Jones. I must maybe. I mean, I would have to look at. We have to get to our other group. But again, do we have any more cornerbacks?
Well, actually, we do have a really good joke over here. But first, we'll finish up with the cornerbacks. So, guys, any more cornerbacks?
No.
Nope, guys.
So, guys, that's the end of the cornerback list. Again, remember, guys, Nolan Carroll will be suspended, but we're going to have 6 guys back there, 5 without him, and so far one's going to be healthy for week 1. So, I mean, Jordan Lewis, they did say that, if he might not be out there week 1, but there's a chance he'll be out there week 1, Jordan Lewis. I don't know doing what. I don't want him playing Odell Beckham week 1, even if Odell's 60 or 70 or 80%. But, they can't just throw him in there. But I will say, and it sounds like it's more, what they were implying was that you got to kind of wait to get to like week 2, week 3, you'll see Jordan Lewis in there a lot more playing in the games. So he'll probably be inactive the first week, but he'll be playing week 2, week 3, and so on. So
we got a lot of comedians here in the chat today. First, Holloway says that his Super Bowl prediction is an Eagles-Patriots Super Bowl. And then we had someone say that, okay, so I think it was Joseph said that the Eagles something was rated number 1 on PFF. And then Alita Aubrey...
We don't listen to PFF.
Yeah, the thing is that Alita Aubrey responded with, Kyrie Irving thinks the earth is flat. And then he's like, what? And then Alita responded with, you mentioned PFF, I mentioned Kyrie. 2 entities that clearly have no idea what they're talking about.
Yes.
So,
and win goes to a lead.
Yes.
You're 100% right.
As far as my Super Bowl prediction, I'm actually going to say something a little different. Obviously, I want to say Cowboys and Patriots, just because Patriots are kind of the favorite.
Wait, you're not going to say Cowboys?
Yeah, I said obviously Cowboys and Patriots, but I actually think it's going to be the Cowboys and the Raiders. I have a weird feeling the Raiders are going to make it. If they don't make it to the Super Bowl, they're going to make it to the last round of the playoffs.
Championship round?
Yeah, so it just, I don't know, something about the Raiders, and not so much what I saw in preseason, just a feeling, a gut feeling, like there's no too much of a real basis in it, but they are a good team, obviously.
They're young and up and coming for sure.
Yeah, so I don't know, my bold prediction.
Yeah, that's definitely a good pick on the AFC side. I mean, obviously, the Patriots are the easy choice on the AFC side. I think, I do agree with the Raiders are definitely a top team in there.
Realistically speaking, other than that, I guess I would say maybe the Chiefs have Chiefs
have a good defense, too. That's the thing. I just don't see enough offense from them And again, we said defense. I said defense wins championships.
Yeah,
So is the defense good enough?
If you can't score,
sometimes your defense scores for you. It puts you in scoring position.
Yeah. So but you see, Tobias agrees. He said Cowboys, Raiders. So I'm
gonna say. Look, guys, it's hard for me to say not the Cowboys. It's really hard not to say the Cowboys. But I'm gonna say Cowboys, and I'm gonna unfortunately have to say Patriots, guys. I don't want to see it. I know Edelman's gone, but they just have such a great coach, and they have a fantastic quarterback, guys. You know, it's Patriots. I hope someone stops them. I hope it's the Raiders. Because I think that'll be an awesome Super Bowl. It'll be two young, up-and-coming teams battling for the championship. That'd be that'd be my favorite Super Bowl. I would love that. That's a great Super Bowl to have. It's not that bold of a prediction because that could definitely happen. But, if it's not the Cowboys, I would say, you can still see a team like the Falcons sneak in there, although I don't think they're going to do it this year.
I don't think the Falcons are going to make it to the Super Bowl again, but if any team makes it all the way to the Super Bowl this year in the NFC and it's not us, I would say it's, oh my goodness, I'm going
Green Bay.
I would say either Green Bay or Seattle, surprisingly.
Seattle's upgrade.
Have the best, because of Seattle's defensive changes and some of the offensive stuff they've been doing, I think that they have a better chance.
Well, Fat Lacey, I don't think he's that great, and don't count on him too much. But I will say that
but he brings a little bit of fresh air and
the thing is that they've been there before, guys. They know the deal. It's kind of like the Patriots. They know the deal. They've been there. They've done that. They've won the Super Bowl. They've lost Super Bowl. So, guys, I think that I agree with you that the Seahawks are probably a top competitor. Don't overlook the Panthers either. I'm not saying they're going to make the Super Bowl, but they're 2 years removed. 1 year, 2 years. This is going to be the second year removed from the Super Bowl. And I mean, they've definitely gone through some changes, but they could definitely be a surprise to the Falcons. So that's going to be an issue. Seahawks, Cardinals not yet. Just getting a little too old. But Green Bay, I think, could be dangerous. I don't think the Vikings will. The Giants could be a team that you never know. I mean, again, I think they need to improve their offensive line and their running backs. And I'm being honest. Eagles, no. Redskins, no. So I'm just saying, guys, Super Bowl-wise, Cowboys, no Eagles. But Cowboys, not the Eagles, not the Giants. Not the Eagles, not the Giants, not the Redskins. But the Cowboys, Seahawks, Green Bay, Atlanta, and maybe even Carolina. Those are my five in the NFC. And the AFC, New England, Raiders, I agree with you. Kansas City, Pittsburgh always seems to sneak in there somehow. I don't know. The AFC's kind of weak. Other than the strong teams are strong. The weak teams, they're weak.
Kansas might be able to squeak in there, but yeah. So Kansas City.
I think they're like the third or fourth option on the AFC side. And
they would need a little too much love on their side. Yeah,
I think all the teams have a lot of injuries. They're still too young. They're still up and coming. Whether it's the Colts, the Ravens with the injuries, or you have up and coming teams like Jacksonville, a couple other teams that Tennessee that they're not gonna make the Super Bowl. They might make the playoffs, but not the Super Bowl. A team like Tennessee.
Yes.
Anyway, guys, moving on to the safeties.
Trust me, guys. This is why we love doing these streams. We love getting into these discussions with you guys. So back to our safeties, of course.
And actually, before we go to safety, guys, since we've been rolling on this is our little advertisement, non-paid advertisement. Please hit the like button. It gets our video out there when people browse for or do searches. It gets new subscribers on here. If you have not subscribed, please do hit the subscribe button. Hit the little bell that notifies you when we go live, because we go live every day. And we love to hear from you guys. Hit the likes, hit subscribe, and go Cowboys. Now back to our 53-man roster. This is like a 2-hour special here. Byron Jones, one of my unsung heroes as far as I think he's going to be making a big jump this season. I just hope if the defense can be 15th, 14th, 13th ranked in there or higher, or better, I think you're going to see him in the Pro Bowl, guys. I think you're going to see a big jump for him in his leadership qualities and his playing on the field. I think he's been doing great anyways. But this is the third year. He's going to really come to life, I think, this season. Look for him as our safety back there. He did get burned against the Raiders, but it's not just one guy. It's a whole team of guys that are not covering their spots as well, and he has to compensate. So that could hurt too. But he'll be the starter. He's our best safety without any question, for sure.
Yeah. So next player is not necessarily our favorite, but definitely still making the 53, Jeff Heath. Unless some kind of shenanigans goes on with, who was it, TJ Ward. Yeah, but we were hearing from, I think it was How About Them Cowboys. He was here earlier. He said that Denver was actually trying to negotiate a lower contract for him. So they it seems like they do want to keep him. They just don't want to pay him as much. And if we do get him, how much would we have to pay him? So, we'll definitely keep you updated on that. But Jeff Heath, as of now, is making our 53.
Yeah, guys, obviously he's a starter. The Cowboys pretty much announced that and showed that. So he's a starter. Obviously, he's making the team. I personally think he's garbage.
I feel like he's another Kellen Moore in the sense that the Cowboys see something in him that I have not seen. Exactly. I don't know what it is about Jeff Heath, because every time I see Jeff Heath, I feel disappointment.
So. And guys, he's blown a lot of coverage. He's not a great tackler. He's missed a lot this preseason. I know he's done it right in the past. When we play the Bucs, which by the way we don't play this season, he gets up 2 interceptions. Outside of that, guys, he has to like fall into his hands to get lucky. And guys, I know Byron Jones has dropped a lot of interceptions. He's been practicing that this season. We should see a couple extra ones from him this year. Hopefully, a couple more than we've seen from him. But Jeff Heath is just overall all around trash. Well, if you tell me he's a backup, okay, I can see that. If you tell me he's a special teams player, I know he's a good special teams player. But outside of that, guys, he should not be starting. I'm sorry. And that's my 2 cents on Mr. Jeff Heath. But he will be on the team. He will be the starter.
Yes.
So, that's where we sit with him. I'm just trying to...
guys. Kevon Frazier. So, unfortunately, the cause of Rico Gather's injury.
Yeah, and guys, when it comes to Kevon Frazier, honestly, we were not big favorites, especially me. I'm not a big fan of Kevon Frazier. He kind of reminds me of a Jeff Heath, not in the way they play, more in the disappointment factor. So, I mean, he's a harder hitter. He reminds me of like a J.J. Wilcox style player as a safety back there. But again, guys, I mean, I think he has a better chance of replacing Heath and taking over that starting spot than Heath keeping it for the whole year.
I am actually going to disagree. I think that Heath is better than Kevon Frazier, and I think if we do bring someone in, Heath is going to be the guy who stays, and Frazier is going to be the guy who goes. So if we bring someone new in to help out in that safety spot, that's just me.
All right. Well, we only have 3 safeties. We can't be left with 2. So what do we do?
Well, no, like I said, if we
what do we do?
I mean, we would have to. I don't know. Either we have someone.
We have another guy.
Or I guess Xavier Woods.
Yeah. So guys, Xavier Woods. I mean, again, he's small. He's raw. He's from a small college. But guys, this guy can ball. He plays fantastic. I mean, from the little bit we've seen, he's aggressive. That's the kind of guy we want. That's a shallow. I mean, I said shallow how. That's because he made a comment. That's the kind of player that Marinelli wants starting or playing on that team. You just took him off, by the way. So yeah, I need your focus. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to catch
focus.
up. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. I'm trying to make sure to catch up on your comments.
So, yeah, guys, Xavier Woods, I mean, I think, he's a development player. So I think you got to wait to see what happens throughout the season. By again, as I said multiple times, week 4, week 6, week 8. By then, I think you're going to see someone like Xavier Woods, possibly. I think he could take over both those guys, Kevon Frazier and Jeff Heath, to be out there playing. And you'll probably see him in nickel or dime packages, guys. He can play up front, up close on a player like a cornerback. I'm not saying he is one, but if he had to, he could. I think Byron Jones does that too. I think Xavier Woods is going to be a great player. When I say great, I mean he's going to be a starter one day soon. I just think it's going to take him a year before he gets to that starting spot. But I think eventually he'll pass up both these guys. My 2 cents again. Yeah. So, guys, we keep any more safeties. We have Robert Blanton. We have a couple other guys back there, but let's see.
So, guys, that is the end of our 53-man roster prediction. So now, definitely keep your eye open for the honorable mentions. We do think these guys are going to end up on the practice squad.
Before we go to those guys, let me say something. Okay. Guys, I want to make clear. We had 55 guys listed. We just went through 55 players. Out of those 55 players, 2 of them were highlighted in yellow. The 2 highlighted in yellow are the suspended players. DeMontre Moore, 2 games, and David Irving, 4 games. So, guys, keep that in mind right now. That's the way this starting 53-man team that we predicted would end up this way. And it probably is going to change. There's probably a couple differences. Kellen Moore. You have, the Rico Gather situation, which he'll be on the team, but it just depends on how they're going to handle it.
How they're going to work it out.
Right, how they're going to handle it. The Zeke situation with the suspension with him.
All the rumors we keep hearing that Cooper Rush might possibly be traded.
Yeah, that's a rumor. That's on the lower end of things. But like a Kellen Moore, will he make the team? Will he make? He might not. Yeah. And again, guys, Noah Brown, another guy, which I don't think is a bubble guy, and Jerry Jones already said he's on. So, but I'm just saying, these last guys on this thing, Cedric Thornton. There's an example. You got
Charles Tapper.
Charles Tapper. I hope we don't lose him, but he has been a name that's been said unbelievably. But I get it. Marquez White. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, guys? So keep all this in your mind. There's going to be a lot of changes. There's going to be a lot of guys out there, like you said. What's his name? The guy that got Ward. What's his name?
TJ Ward.
TJ Ward is trying to redo his contract so he can stay with the Broncos. Obviously, he's got some skills. So I think if he hits the free agent market and he's cut tomorrow, look for him to be picked up by us. We're going to make a run at him. So. Yeah, we're going to make a run at him. I think he's going to take over Jeff Heath's spot. Not right now, but maybe in a week or two, guys. Anyway, let's just continue with our thing. Yeah. Unless there's any questions. If we want to stop, here's a good spot for questions.
Well, let's see. So just a lot of people
if you haven't hit the like or the subscribe, please do, guys. We appreciate every single one of you guys. Yeah. And keep the comments coming. We'll try to get as many as we can. So here we go. Go ahead.
No, just some general comments about the Eagles and how Chip Kelly is the worst thing to happen to them.
It's true. Except for the Eagles themselves.
Yeah, and then let's see. And then Joseph Sirianni just thinks that how do we expect to win the Super Bowl with no secondary to speak of whatsoever? So, I mean, we had a worse. I think we had a worse secondary last year, and we made it all the way to the playoffs with fresh off the farm rookies leading our team, guys. So you know what? Anything is possible in Jerry Jones land.
That kind of stuff never happens too often, though. When we get that kind of breakthrough season by a quarterback and a running back, two skill positions as rookies.
No, and just remember, guys, and I think I said this in a previous stream, all the stars had to align for 2016 to happen because it started all the way back in 2015 with all the injuries and that horrible, horrible season we had to suffer through to end up in a spot where we could even have drafted Zeke. I mean,
worked out,
exactly.
Right?
So it just all of it kind of worked out in that sense because had we not had that one really bad year, we wouldn't have had Zeke, and our team would not be what it is today. We might have had Dak and a few of the other players, but so I don't know. But again,
I think my 2 cents on our backfield. I mean, I think I do agree with you that it's going to improve some, but we do have some veterans back there that can hold it down for a little bit, and we're hoping that they can develop. I also think that we're going to control the ball, guys, on offense, and that's where our key comes out for our specific team. Yes, you need defense to win championships, and we don't have that.
Always, and obviously you would know more, but I think that's how the Cowboys have kind of always run, at least in recent years. Often, really counting on the offense to kind of, I don't want to say carry the defense, but control the clock well enough so that, it puts your defense at an advantage.
And guys, the advantage is going to be that they're going to be rested, number one. Number two, if we score touchdowns instead of field goals, instead of punts, then if we get touchdowns, guys, guess what's going to happen? It's going to turn into, controlling the clock. We're going to put pressure on the other team to score and if they don't, and they mess up, or they fumble, or some stupid mistake, all we need is 1 or 2 stops in the beginning of the game. When we get a couple nice long drives, all of a sudden it's 17-0 or 21-0. Now the team has to throw, or 21-3. Now they got to throw. Our defense can adjust. Listen, guys, even though they're not the best in the league, they're still not scrubs. They can still cover. They can still rush a little bit, and if they know you're going to pass, we got your ass.
That's right. Cowboys Abroad made a comment saying Chip Kelly is an honorary Cowboy the way he dismantled the Eagles.
Thank you. He took DeMarco Murray and just destroyed him for a year.
That's incredible. So
we can do that.
Let's see. Do we think the Cowboys should? Patrick says, do you think the Cowboys should pick up Fred Ross, former Mississippi State wide receiver, pair him up with Dak for better chemistry? I don't think we need any better chemistry on offense.
We have 6 receivers, guys. No way.
So, and I'm sorry, but I don't know how much more chemistry do you need? I mean, Dak is having spiritual moments with the receivers on the field.
Unless you say that, could we get Anthony Brown to add to our core, and we have to let go of Noah Brown? Okay, done. Other than that, I'm not doing it. I'm messing with receivers. I love our receiving core, and guys, I know a lot of Giant fans out there say, oh, we have the best receivers in the league, and I think they mean their top 3 guys. I mean, I guess when you put Terrence Williams in there, I agree. When you put the top 5 or 6 guys, nobody's better than us. Not one team is better than us when it comes to wide receiver starters and depth. And the way we do our team, guys, we use them all.
Yes. I mean, that's pretty much it for the questions. You guys were just kind of having, some good discussions back and forth. Good. Yep, so I'll go ahead and start with the practice squad and just get started with the first person on it. So, of course, guys, like we said, we have 55 players on our roster, and the 2 highlighted players are the 2 players that are starting off the season suspended. So,
right. And I'm gonna say when they come back, those 2 players come back, they're gonna end up being, replacing 2 of our current guys, whether it's by injury or by having to cut them. Like we named a whole bunch of bubble players. So let's go on the practice squad. Lewis Neal, guys, he's obviously the number 1 guy. We don't want to lose him. Mm-hmm. This guy, he's played the preseason fantastic. He's shown a lot of stuff in training camp. It'd be a shame to lose him. And again, there might be a couple teams out there that might pick him up off of waivers, and it's going to be something to watch tomorrow if he's cut. Now, if there is a way I can still see him making this team. Again, guys, you take Marquez White out and put Lewis Neal in. I can see that happening. You take Kellen Moore out and put Lewis Neal in. I definitely would like to see that happening. So I hope we're wrong. I know you said you wanted Kellen Moore, but I'd rather have Lewis Neal.
No, it's not that I want Kellen Moore, and please understand. I don't think anybody wants.
But my question is, my love, is that what if you had to take one or the other? Who would you? This is a good question. Now you have a choice. You have your 53rd spot open. You have Lewis Neal. You have Kellen Moore. Who do you take? Go.
Lewis Neal. If it was me. If it was me, Lewis Neal. No. Again, I've said it all the time that I think that the Cowboys will keep 3 quarterbacks. I think it would be dumb for them not to, just because of other reasons. But again, we do have to look at our team and the current situation. So I think right now our need at defensive end is much greater than our need at quarterback.
But we're going to have 10 defensive ends. I'm sorry, 5 defensive ends and five defensive tackles. And even though 2 are suspended, that's 10 total guys on the line. He'd make 11. So we'd have 6 defensive ends. That's a lot. That's a lot of players.
I know.
You get squeezed out. That's the trick.
And that's the problem. So again, and that's why I kind of go back to, I think as far as this specific move, if Lewis Neal can sneak through the waivers, which I do think he will, and make it to the practice squad, I think that would be great. But I expect the Cowboys to keep Kellen Moore. I expect them to keep 3 quarterbacks, but I would prefer to see them keep Lewis Neal.
Now, I think it's going to happen. I'm going to say that, for me, I'd rather see Kellen Moore sneak through the waiver wire and let's pick him up there as a practice squatter and have Lewis Neal on our starter. But again, guys, we worked on this together. This is what we came up with. I agree to Lewis Neal. There's probably a bigger chance he'd be cut, especially the Cowboys like Moore so much. It's disappointing to us. But I put Moore in because I think the Cowboys are going to have to keep this third guy for their own happiness, I guess, for their own, just in case something happens, and Cooper Rush just can't handle it as a starter. Yeah. I think you got more there so they can say, hey, we were ready to go, that kind of deal. So we'll see. So next on the practice squad, Dan Skipper, guys, number 60,
favorite 6'10" player.
6'10", tallest guy in the league, guys. I know somebody said it earlier. He's better than Chaz Green. I disagree. But if you're talking about being on the field, I agree, because Dan Skipper has done pretty damn well out there. He blocks with a mean streak in him. He has anger. And it's great to have a tackle just manhandling people. He might one day be the guy who maybe can take over for La'el Collins and move Collins over to the guard position, which he can play. He can play left guard. So that's something we might see, next year, maybe at the in another time, but not right now. But that's why he's a practice squatter, guys. I mean, I don't think anyone's going to pick him up. He hasn't really shown that much, but we know what he can do. He's 6'10". He's a monster out there. He's definitely going to make the practice squad if he sneaks through, which I think he will.
Yeah, so, and just real quick, we do have a quick question. When will the final 53 roster be out? Asked Patrick, I believe, tomorrow?
Tomorrow at 4 p.m., every team has to have 53 players on their active roster. That's the deal, guys. Tomorrow, Saturday, at 4 p.m. Eastern Time.
So, all right, guys.
Next guy, Joey Ivey, number 74, guys. He's a rookie from Florida, from the Florida Gators, defensive tackle. Again, more of the fact that he's gonna fall through waivers, and he showed a little bit of stuff in there, with 3rd and 4th stringers. Again, these guys, remember, practice squad are just kind of guys that you might want to have. I know a lot of these guys also have certain limitations on how long they can be. They have years left that they can be on a practice squad. Yeah. So we have to go with young guys. Joey Ivey will make it on this practice. He will make the team, but he'll make the practice squad team. So I guess technically he does make the team on the practice squad. There's 10 guys on the squad. Remember that. Yeah. Keep that in mind, guys.
So, and then Cowboys Abroad actually said that, a great job on the 53 roster, that he actually kept Neal. He got rid of Thornton, I believe he said it was.
He got rid of Cedric Thornton. That's an interesting cut there. See, that would be a surprise cut because of the money and the value and we would put into him. Yeah. So hey, that's definitely something possible. I wouldn't be too mad about that. Just you'd have Neal I guess you'd have to have Irving and David Irving and Tyron Crawford to really be playing a lot more tackle though when they rotate in, if you're getting rid of that depth with Cedric Thornton, number 92. So but good deal. I like that. Now Joey Ivey we spoke about. Lenny Jones, guys, I think he's looked good in about 2 out of the 4 games that we played. Number 56, Lenny Jones, playing defensive end, and he's up there. He's mobile, he's active, aggressive. He'll definitely sneak through the waivers, and we'll pick him up on the practice squad, in my opinion. He won't make the actual 53, though. Obviously, these guys are dropping, as you can tell, the skill level. So, Andy Jones, we have already 6 receivers. We're not carrying anymore. But Andy Jones has shown some potential. There's a chance that, that he'll make the practice squad. He won't get picked up by anybody else. I think he made the practice squad last year, too, because this is his second training camp with us. So,
hopefully he continues to improve and develop, but honestly, it's going to be hard for him to find a job as a wide receiver with us just because we have so many other wide receivers, so who knows?
And unfortunately, on this list, I'm pretty sure we have a lot of receivers on here, and I think he's one of the guys that maybe if he's picked up by another team, we have enough guys to fill in the receiver spot on the practice squad. So Let's see what else is on here. Kadeem Edwards, guys, we need to have some kind of offensive lineman. I don't know if Emmett Cleary has any more practice squad years left, but I don't care. Honestly, he sucks, so I don't want him on the team. Kadeem Edwards has not, he still has a lot to work on. He has to polish his blocking, but as a guard, we have a tackle back there, Dan Skipper. We have Kadeem Edwards a guard. I think this guy has shown enough to make the practice squad, and enough that he's not going to be taken. He hasn't shown enough to be able to be taken by another team, but I don't think he's a superstar or that great by any means. That's why he's on the practice squad. But we need that depth just in case, you never know, and we'll have to extra work on him if ever needed. But he's shown enough.
Yeah, consider him the insurance policy of the offensive line.
Basically, like the very, 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 very cheap insurance policy.
Yeah, this is some general online, internet shady thing.
Yeah.
Jamil Shower is our favorite, fifth string, however many strings quarterback, but of course mainly safety. We do think he'll make the practice squad.
Guys, the thing with him, his upside is he's versatile. That's what we've been saying the Cowboys love. Guys, obviously he's been our practice squad quarterback for a couple of years. Now he had to move over to safety. That was his only chance of making the 53-man team. Obviously, he's not going to make the 53, but the practice squad, he could make it because he has shown a little bit at safety. He's very good at special teams, actually, and he knows the system at quarterback. So if we get rid of Kellen Moore, I wouldn't feel bad with Showers. They're almost the same to me. Showers is being the third quarterback on the practice squad. At least we know we can get him going through waivers and on our practice squad. And again, guys, I'm assuming all these guys have, I know the rookies do and the younger guys do, but I'm assuming they all still have practice squad eligibility. Exactly. So now, next guy, let's see.
So actually, Cowboys Abroad predicted it. What? Uzoma Nwachukwu.
Boom. He's the guy I think is better than Andy Jones, guys. I know everyone's riding high on Andy Jones, but this Uzoma Nwachukwu, I can't say his goddamn name. But anyways, guys, Nwachukwu. Uzoma Nwachukwu. Number 16, guys. I'm telling you, this guy, he has 2 touchdowns. He's had a lot of great catches. He's the most active, I don't know, he seems like a different type of receiver. He's not like a Dez. He's not like a Cole Beasley or a Switzer. Mm-hmm. He's not like a Bryce Butler or Terrence Williams. He's an Uzoma Nwachukwu. Yeah. So I'm just saying this guy is good. I like him. And I think he will sneak through the practice squad. Yeah. But again, we have a lot of receivers on our starter squad, 6 of them, and Andy Jones thrown in there. Not the happiest with Andy Jones. He was injured towards the end of the camp. He didn't show that much. But again, I'm going by what I think the Cowboys are gonna have, and also the possibility future skill levels. That he's famous. He knows the Cowboys practice squad, Andy Jones. So after Uzoma, who do we have?
We have Brian Brown. And just want to say real quick, Tobias, I wholeheartedly approve of your marathon today, or I guess not today anymore, but the official day, 19 years later.
Awesome, man. Congratulations, yes. But now Brian Brown, guys, we haven't really heard much about him. He's been the training camp under the radar. He hasn't done much, honestly speaking. But again, another receiver. I don't think we're going to keep all these receivers. I think that Uzoma is the one to keep out of this group so far. And Andy Jones and Brian Brown, about the same level. I don't know if we keep them all. I'm sure they'll keep some other guys that we don't know about that they'll be on making this practice squad. But throw Brian Brown in there for now. And then let's go to the last guy here, the 10th spot.
Yes, our baby Butterfingers, Lance Lenore. Just because I'm not his biggest fan. But
neither of us are.
Yeah, but obviously we do think he will make the practice squad just because he did show a few little flashes of something.
Another thing to take a note, guys, Lance Lenore, the Cowboys' offensive coordinator and team wanted to throw him out there often, over and over and over again, guys, to a point where they're almost saying, make the team. So it's like I have a feeling that they're going to try to get him on the practice squad, if at anything, if not for a receiver, like a Beasley-styled, Switzer-style receiver. It's for his returns, which he didn't show much of because he fumbled. But again, I think that they're trying to prime him for that as a backup, just in case something ever happens to both our guys, meaning Switzer and Jordan Lewis. So, we have Lance Lenore. I guess I would be feeling like I want Lucky Whitehead back if he's on the field, just saying. And now we do have one honorable mention. I don't think he has any more practice squad eligibility left. And he might make the squad in the 53. I don't think he deserves it. Number 53, Mark freaking Nasacha from Germany. Guys, I don't think he's going to make it. I think he's going to practice squad eligibility, and I don't think anybody's going to pick him up. Go ahead.
Sorry. I said I hope. I don't think he's going to make it, and I hope he doesn't make it. That's the better way to put it.
But we had him in there because I know he's one of those bubble guys that can go either way. I don't think he has practice squad eligibility, but if he does, he might. I think the Cowboys would pick him up for that. I would probably say pick him up for that and teach him how to tackle better. But Leslie Garcia, what's up, Patriots Nation? Not quite. This is Cowboy Nation, but We respect all teams.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us anyway.
Yeah, even the Stinky Eagles. We respect all you. We love all you guys. And hit subscribe if you haven't yet. We do this every day. Live stream, questions from you guys. This one here right now, this is a special 53-man prediction for the Dallas Cowboys for tomorrow's big cut down day. But guys, you know, we take everybody coming on here. Tell your friends, subscribe. Yeah. Make sure you hit like for the stream and check out other videos. We have just bundles and bundles of like 65 videos in like 2 months, guys. So we put our hearts and souls into this. Check them out. So guys, that wraps up our actual prediction special, guys. Yes. From top to bottom, practice squad plus. So
yeah, I mean, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here because this was a 3-hour stream.
Is it 3?
3
wow.
hours.
3 hours, guys. Let's see what comes after this. Anything else?
Go Cowboys!
Go Cowboys! Woo!
So guys,
hold on a second though. Hold on.
We're not done.
We're not done. Hold on. Go ahead.
Here, but like I said, we are going to be wrapping it up soon just because it has been a long stream. But, of course, let us know, guys, what you think as far as, you know, I saw Von Glenn say that he doesn't, you know, no way forward wide receivers make it to the practice squad. I
agree with that. I agree 100% with that.
So,
but we had to put someone on there. Honestly, I don't know who. I think it's going to be a lot of maybe guys that you might see getting picked up. And also, keep in mind, we're going to be missing some of these guys from our starting team might fall to our practice squad because they're going to get cut after we sign someone like a TJ Ward or some other player, whether it's a safety or a offensive tackle, defensive lineman, linebacker, which I think we're really, really short on without Nasacha, or for instance, like a I'm trying to think like a cornerback. Yeah. You know, we need depth there too, guys. So hold on here, you can take this on here.
Here we go, guys. So yeah, let's see here.
Let me get it real quick.
Let me see.
Guys, give me 1 second.
Lance Lenore got better down the stretch, gave us a couple touchdowns. So yeah, so I definitely think he earned his spot on the practice squad, even though he, you know, definitely did not start off as one of my favorite players. Let me see. See, I forgot Patrick likes the Giants. So no, Patrick is just still a little bit undecided and confused in regards to what football team he likes, but we're confident he knows. He keeps coming back here for a reason, right? Go Cowboys. So Tobias, let's see. So thank you so much. Seriously, guys, every single one of you guys, thank you so much for joining us. It looks like a lot of you guys are heading out and heading off to bed. We will be hopefully doing the same rather shortly, guys.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just say, guys, make sure you don't forget tomorrow around 4:30 Eastern time, 4:45, 5 o'clock Eastern time. We're gonna be on here live streaming, guys, going through all the Cowboy cuts. Going through other teams' cuts in a way, the ones that we are interested in, and any big name cuts as well that we see that are out there. But guys, you know, it's gonna
the surprises as well, guys. We're definitely, you know, this is our prediction, but I do have a feeling we're gonna see that one move that's gonna make all of us go like, "Whoa, no way! Didn't see that coming."
I'd be a little surprised if it was like a Tapper or a Cedric Thornton. I'd be a little surprised. Kellen Moore would be a happy surprise. So you know, there's a lot of things to look forward to tomorrow on our team, but I also want to look at what's out there. The 1,100 players that are going to be out there tomorrow. It's going to be a free-for-all, and the Cowboys are going to be signing a couple guys, guaranteed. So I guarantee, I'm going to say, I'm almost sure we're going to be getting at least 1 or 2 guys from this multitude of players that are going to be released tomorrow. And then after that, guys, at 9 p.m. Eastern, a little before 9 p.m. Eastern, be at your computers if you're in our fantasy football league, and be ready to roll, guys. 45 seconds per draft. Per choice. So you got to know who you want. You better have 2 or 3 guys ready to roll, because after that, it's going to swing right through. We're going to have 20 picks going after you. So get ready, guys. The 20-team league is going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. We're going to live stream the whole thing as we do it with you guys. So it's going to be fun tomorrow, guys. I can't wait to see it. I mean, do you have anything else?
I mean, not really, guys. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. I hope you guys liked our stream. Yeah. I hope you guys, you know, liked at least our opinions, I guess.
Yeah.
You know.
Hopefully they're educated opinions. Hope you guys liked it. Thank you guys for the back and forth. We appreciate every one of you guys. Hit like for the stream and our other streams too, and our other videos that we have posted. Subscribe, guys, if you haven't subscribed yet. Hit the little notification bell so you can get our live streams notification when we post them. And it could be any time of the day. It could be like yesterday I had 4 of them. so
and get ready for the draft, guys. Yeah. I'm excited. Hope you're excited. We will be back tomorrow giving you guys all the updates on the squad and, of course, our draft.
Yeah, and get ready also, guys, for the cuts tomorrow and for any Zeke news, guys. It could happen any moment. You never know. So, guys, we talked about Zeke in the news in the early part of the stream, so go back and watch it. We're going to cut off here now.
Yeah.
And so one main important thing we have to discuss. This is utmost important. Breaking news, guys. Go Cowboys! Woohoo! Did it again.
Throwing up the eggs. Good night, guys. Enjoy. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you soon.
Go Cowboys!